Testing, testing. Hello? Oh, seems like it's working at least. Hey, people have been following me when I was offline. Let's try to restart the game and see if that makes the music go. Now I think you guys should be hearing music. Not fully sure though. Hey, welcome to the person stopping by. Okay, let's start a game, and I'll try to do some runs early that are a bit more explanatory. I feel like last time I did a bit of an explanation, but I'll try to be a bit more structured. So we have 4 different game pieces, basically. We have creatures, which is the most basic piece. Then we have spells. Then we have treasures. And then we have these guys, the captains. So they all have a special ability which can affect the game a lot. And on top of that, while it doesn't matter much right now, they also allow you to customize what cards or creatures at least can come up while you play. So the drafting part of the game can be affected. It isn't right now because, like I mentioned the last time, the admins did a reset recently, so we lost our collections, and I haven't been able to get it up just yet. So, well, this little piggy is basically full on tempo. By the early levels, you get more pigs, essentially. Skip is also kind of tempo. Well, you get higher level stuff than anyone else, but you start behind. Hades is weird because he can be very, very powerful. He's synergistic with on-death abilities, which is when your creatures you draft die. This farewell is something that often triggers. So let's go for Piggy because, well, I don't really have any good decks for any of these characters. Okay. I like Puss in Boots. It's stats. He's fine. Okay, we have a bit of a pirate thing going. I will put Smee as the one to attack first. I lost a 50-50. That's fine. Let's put up a 0 attack mob. Let's put up 2 since we are pirates, and we'll flip them over. Hopefully what will happen is that Wind Up Toy doesn't get attacked first. Oh, of course it's the dude. The flying monkey, or whatever it's called, is my nemesis. He always gets me. I don't know to what part I want to stick to the pirate thing, since we don't have a specific deck built around pirates. I'm considering going Jack, because he has what's called a support ability. By default, support abilities basically work on the slots in front of you. So if you put Jack of Frost here, he will give health to these 2 characters, who are both who are both positively affected by having health, since this dude gets attacked when he is attacked, and this person has a quest to survive getting hit, basically. I think I'll do something. I'm considering throwing away the egg, but the egg can be very good to get treasures on, so you can get a more powerful treasure earlier, basically, since we have a silver egg already. I'll replace me. Will I? No. I'll replace Puss, of course. Well, never punished. Well, we can just replace me anyway, and we get a gold Jack. So when you golden a character, you get a treasure. Like I said, the most basic part of the game are the creatures, and they are, well, who does the attacking, and if all of your creatures die or your opponent still has creatures left, you lose hearts until you lose the game. But the second most, or the third most important parts are the treasures. Well, here we have a pirate theme treasure. I just moved away from pirates, so that's pretty sad. I have a mage and animal theme one, which both makes like the synergies overlap, and on top of that, it just gets raw stats. And we have a toy-based synergy, which can be very good in a toy summon lineup. I don't think, well, never mind, I did play Geppetto quite a bit last time. Let's go with the animal and mage one. It gets our cowardly lion bigger. If he survives enough attacks, we get another treasure. So this could, well, it isn't a free treasure, and it won't be, but we can pretend it's a free treasure. This fight went fine. I'm kind of confused why Wind-Up Toy isn't bigger. I think we'll replace Wind-Up Toy now, or we'll buy Peter Pan to buff up Faye. That's one of the big parts about the creatures. Their types. I talked about this in terms of the synergies between animals and mages and stuff like that. So most every creature has a type. I think every does, but I'm not entirely sure. At least one type. So there are basically some synergies. Some creatures might say, oh, give all your animals +5 whenever they attack, or stuff like that. I'm considering swapping out the Wind-Up Toy, since Katamari is basically a free piece in terms of synergy, you could say. It has this special thing called all types, which means that which means exactly what it says. It has all types. I will pick it. I'm a bit I'll just replace Puss in Boots with him. Let's do Wind-Up Toy. Since Wind-Up Toy has so much defense, basically the 1 point of attack does a lot more. This would upgrade from a 5/5 with a +1 on the slot to a 6/6 with a +1 on the slot. But since he has so much more toughness, getting 1 more points in attack means a lot more, basically. I talked about having 2 drafts or picks every time you visit the shop. Well, every time you start a new level. The pig basically gets a bonus shop whenever you go from gray to green to blue to purple to gold. And you can get bonus draws by picking silver cards. So you basically get a mulligan, you could call it. I think we'll replace Katamari with Hungry Hyena. Will I though? Yeah, I will. Now we get the treasure from the Cowardly Lion. That was his quest popping off. And since we survived 3 of us, we took a heart. especially important from Jack because he's very powerful, basically. Now our Dragon Egg has paid off. We have an epic character a turn ahead, basically. And we got a pretty good one since, well, a lot of stats are extra good. So this one, Treasure is out because, well, we don't have any heroes and we don't plan on doing heroes. This could be good, but it's mainly for stuff like summon teams or for hunt teams that the making sure you are the one attacking is very good. This could be strong, especially since we have the mages are animals, yada yada. I feel a bit unsure about this, but this ring buffs all our mages whenever we cast a spell, and since our mages are animals, we could cast this spell and get 3 plus 4 basically, so we get 7 total of stats, and stats that stay behind. Both of our backline slots are buffed, which means that if we cast this and later on we get a specific character which has a quest that requires every slot to be buffed, we could gain from that, since we get a free blue treasure basically. I feel like we are getting quite a bit of stats, but we are not yet in any like clear lane. Since we have so much toughness on Wind Up Toy and Cowardly Lion, these are basically two opposite common treasures, which gives either defense or toughness. This is a kind of shitty treasure which gives one of the slots +2/+2 at random on your next turn. So this is 10 points worth of stats directly. This is 4 points in one turn, and of course it gets more in the long run, but in general Relic of Antiquity is just not good, since it's so much less stats in the beginning and you get nothing the turn you pick it. So due to having more toughness, we'll go with twin shot. I feel like we keep getting shops that I'm not a big fan of. We could pick up Achilles. We'll either have to sacrifice Wind Up Toy. Let's do that. He has a very strong hunt ability, giving all your characters +4/+2, but he obviously needs to get the killing blow when he attacks, and he has a farewell ability that buffs the enemy team. So it isn't great, but Stinky is one of my least favorite characters to play against. When he is attacked, he deals damage to one character at random, so the more damage you pump into him, the bigger drawback basically. We are once again at a rather bad shop. I'll buy Tin Man because he's the highest level character, and therefore if we silver and then gold him, we get a bigger payout. Here we have the Ship Shape Inspector. This was the quest character I talked about earlier. So we will replace Cowardly Lion, and we will get a free treasure. Okay. So I really like Mushroom Ring, but we would have to swap up. Well, I guess we are kind of going mages. We will have to try to find Twin-Headed Mage, basically, for this pick to pay off. There are some others, but I don't know which are in the default decks. But I'm pretty sure Twin-Headed Mage is always. Over the Rainbow is just a very strong spell. It doubles the stats of the next character you recruit. We do have some buffs, but not enough to not want to replace our characters. Okay, this is a strong one. Let's replace the Inspector since we have gotten his quest already. Okay. I really enjoy mice, and I feel like, especially when the decks are new, mice, they basically have this inbuilt ability. The buffs work twice. So it says it's a 9/5, but it gets 14 from here, and it gets 8 from here. So it will be bigger. It will be leaning towards offense a lot more. But a 29/21 with our like spell focus, because a lot of these spells are buffs for your characters, is a good way to go. One of the reasons Blind Mice and the Ironcast Dragon is a bit off is because, see, we got a great one target buff spell. If we cast it on the dragon, we get a random common treasure. If we cast it on the mice, it goes from a 10/10 to a 20/20. I think we'll just cast it on the mice. Normally I would pick Inspector here since it's free, but I think we need stats right now. We are behind, and it is hard to, if you are behind, climb up again. We could get a Stinky Mage. I don't think I've played him as a mage before, so this feels like it might be strong. Or we could grab either a common treasure once again, or we could get +2/+2 and get mice closer to being gold. Like I've talked about before, when you gold the character, you both get a treasure, but it's also it also buffs a lot of the characters. So this Jack of Frost, when he's not gold, it's +5 health, and when he's gold, it's +10. The same is true with Blind Mice, so it goes from being doubled to being tripled. I think since it's only 1/1 in terms of stats, we'll take the opportunity and go Dragon. Yeah, so we gained basically more stats for the mouse, casting it on the dragon since we got a cutlass anyway. I was hoping for the Drafty Window, which is a common treasure that doubles recruit abilities, and since we do have the Mushroom Ring, we're looking for the Twin-Headed Mage, which is a mage that says when you recruit me, you get a free you get a double cost of the next spell. Fortifications, that's not the one we were looking for. Oh well. Gives your animals and effectively then mages +2/+2. This might be worth it. It's definitely just a better hyena. I'm considering replacing Frost, or once again we could just try to cast Silver Moon on 2 Blind Mice. Now that we have goldened the dragon, we no longer can get the Drafty Window. I wasn't considering that when I cast it. It's weird because I am running through like a bunch more things than what my mouth is able to keep up with. I think we'll replace Jack, even though this might be a bad tempo move. Oh, okay. Merlin is one of the better mages. Sorcerer's Mop is strong if we're going for a summon build, which we aren't. One of the problems with replacing buff characters while you have the mouse is obviously you lose twice as much. So we'd lose 14 by replacing Merlin. Obviously we would gain this back rather quickly if we just cast spells, since Merlin buffs people as long as you cast spells. I think we'll replace Hyena here. Wait. Oh, I haven't been paying too much attention to the opponents. Is this the same person with the Okay. I think we have to go for the Guardian of the Grove, since we have this animal mage theme. It basically means whenever any of our characters attacks, all of our characters gets +5/+5. This will obviously be buffed with mice. So we will put mice last, because we want as many opportunities to attack as possible. I am tempted to replace Mama Bear with Nessie just because we really need the stats. It's weird because we have been winning our fights, so it doesn't feel like we are behind. I am afraid we'll just run into a wall of synergy at some point. I mean, this is 24 basically worth of stats every turn. Possibly I should replace Ironcast Dragon, especially since I can't get the drafty window anyway, and we want to cast our buffs on the mice. I think this may be a bad call, but let's do it anyway. Well, it worked out. We got quite a bit of buffs on the mice, which are biggest slot. This is a very strong spell. It basically doubles the board buffs. So this would give us, well, it first gives +1/+1 and then doubles it. So this would give us 15 more attack and 6 more defense. This is a free upgrade and reroll. I think this is too good to ignore right now, though. So let's go for it. This is not a clear pick, though. Another reason to go for Mama Bear is because the rare, which is the blue treasures, are some of the best hitting treasures in the game, and right now we basically don't have a captain. Since we have already reached a legendary level, we no longer level up, and this little piggy basically doesn't do anything for us anymore. And rare treasures include stuff that gives us more captains, basically. I'm also considering if I should instead cast double on the mouse, even though these are lower stats. Because we have the Guardian of the Grove, we want to have mice as our last piece, so that it gets as many buffs as possible from animals attacking. Basically, we're in a bit of an unclear position. What I've said before is that we might as well go for the high roll. So let's do that again. Double. I guess that could also be going for the high roll if you get another double, right? But we'll go for the getting more basic treasures. Goldilocks could also be good if you go for the Mama Bear buffing up all the slots. It is an animal that has the ability to when a slot is buffed, also buff this slot. So if we replace Merlin, we will get all of the +2/+2 again. Well, not all of them, because this is when another animal is buffed. I think we'll just take 20 stats on the mouse, especially since whenever we cast a spell, we give all our characters +5/+5, so it's actually 30 stats on the mouse. We'll grab a silver and then cast gold on it. So now we triple buffs on it. even though we lose out on the possibility of having the that good treasure that I talked about with the mama bear, obviously it is a lot stronger to have just a shit ton of stats. Okay, now we're also at a bit of an impossible choice. Well, we'll just keep going for high rolls. Since we do have this mushroom ring, whenever two-headed wizard dies, you also get its recruitability. This means that the next time you cast a spell, you cast it again. So we'll replace Mama Bear. And that means over here we have a buff that says the next time we cast a spell, cast it again. We should possibly replace Merlin, but I think that's worse since we just leaned into the spell effects. I don't want to cast Happily Ever After as the spell that gets doubled. I'm considering swapping out Nessie for Mockingbird, since this gives us 2 animals, and then possibly 2 triggers of this. Well, since we take turns in attacking, it won't be 2 triggers, but you get an extra. However, I think Nessie has so much stats, they basically do that already. In conclusion, this shop doesn't really do anything for us. We'll buy the Mockingbird because there's an epic treasure that allows us to double our death triggers, which would of course matter for the mushroom ring. Well, here we're getting into a situation that we haven't been before. So, as you noticed, we lost a whole heart, even though they only have 1 character left. Why is that? Well, when there's only 2 players left in the pod, basically every game counts for a whole heart. Otherwise, you could be trading fights back and forth, and the games could take a long while. So we have been, we're basically assured a second place at least. But let's try to go for a bit better. I'm not in love with these choices. Let's say we win 1 and we lose 1. We could basically replace this treasure with a random one. Or we could try to lean into the farewell thing. It will give our mice +6/+6. This at least does something. I'm not super happy about it, but it is what it is. We found a Giant's Growth and we'll basically cast it 3 times now. I should have noted what the stats were before. I think it was 290 something. 97 maybe. And now we're at, well, quite a bit more. So I'm happy with how the planning turned out. We shifted into the spell. We got the gold upgrade. We still lost this fight, and we may lose the game. However, I try not to let the outcome affect my analysis too much. Obviously, it has to some extent. I bought this because we get another stack of the recruitability for free, basically. We want to use our 2 stats, even though this is obviously a lot worse than costing Giant Growth. +3/+3, that's tripled and done twice, and we get 5 every time we cast. It's still quite a bit of stats. I think this might be enough, but of course the person we're fighting against also upgrades their board, so we don't know. Let's hope. The bolts does very little this late. That was a really good 1 in 3 for us, since it basically traded. But yeah, he's too big to take out there. We needed not that much more, actually. Maybe we needed 30 more HP or something. this was a good result. Again, I'm happy with these games, especially since this is a totally free deck. We haven't put anything in. Well, empty deck. I don't know. Okay, technically I should have gone to look over the new cards there and considered adding. I really like Sparrow here. This captain has a stat boost for toys. This captain gets you treasures when you cast spells. And Jack Sparrow doubles those hunt abilities. So here I also have enough cards to edit the deck. We can look at that, even though I don't think I have any new cards since I last edited. The hunt abilities are the ones when as you attack, you kill the other creature. It is a bit strange that your creature don't have to survive for the hunt to be successful or whatever. So I don't know how I feel about the hunt name, but the ability itself is very nice. So these are this is how deck construction looks like. When you have over 12 cards, I guess, you get to start editing what bonus cards you have in. So you have a basic set of cards. I don't know if it's the same for every captain or if they swap out. I think it's the same for every captain, but I not. Don't hold me to that. And you have a 12 slot of flex cards essentially. It's weird because it's almost like a sideboard in Magic terms, but you mix these cards in with the default deck, and that is what how the shops are built. So this is obviously very focused on hunt, and we have two sub themes which are well, it's hunt and treasures maybe, and then we have two sub themes which are two main themes, hunt and treasures, and then we have pirates and we have fairies. So I feel like I did not explain that very well, but this is not even a like full deck since it's so newly done. I think it is possible I should replace Penny, because I don't know how often we actually want to go for spells. But pirates are good. So Smee is in general, he has very good stats. If you get to attack, he's a 4/2. So he's good straight up. Let's take a 0 attack creature, because then we know that basically it's way more likely for Smee to be allowed to attack. Unlucky, he got the first attack on the wind-up toy, so he went from a 0/3 to a 1/3, and therefore he could attack himself. We'll grab up another pirate. Aladdin has the advantage of when you silver him, you get a treasure, so let's do that. We'll take breadcrumbs to be able to basically the first shop you get a spell that allows you to mulligan every turn. So none of these are very good for us. Well, I guess Ginger could be okay, but let's cast that bonus shop. We get a stat upgrade for free, and this is a very strong early game upgrade. I really don't like Relic, so let's go for Lucky Chest. It basically upgrades your next treasure. This duplicates your next treasure. So both are very similar. I like Mimic more in the late game, when you can duplicate a rare, epic, or well, even technically a beyond legendary. But our Aladdin got the +4 from the golden Smee, and then Smee also got an upgrade there. Ahab is one of my go-to characters. This is basically the same as Lost in the Wood, but we repair a heart, so it can be described as a combat mechanic. I did describe it like that last time. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Puss in Boots here, if you get to attack, obviously get 7 more more attack. So we'll go for him because he has the potential of going harder. Obviously, the first character was Flying Monkey. I always lose my support characters to Flying Monkey, but it's fine. Let's replace Y. Well, this is a recruitability. She doesn't have to stay on the board to get her effect. I think I want to go for Shanty here, because having this early gives you a lot of snowballing, since Jack Sparrow once again doubles the effect. This can become very big, especially if you combine it with a another uncommon hunt character called Winky, which buffs Fey abilities. So they can basically you can get a synergistic snowball rolling. It's always hard for me to not go for the pumpkin spice latte, but let us try to go for Shanty here. I don't love this setup. Let's move Ahab. This may have been a wrong choice, but I'm happy about it. Oh, and paid off. So Ahab has the quest that if he kills the last... Oh my. Well, this doubles your captain's ability. It is stupid strong. And we are very happy to. Okay. This Wink was the one I was talking about that increases Shanty's own buff. I think he's a bit too weak right now, so we'll put him a bit behind. Navi, when you recruit her, you heal a heart. Let's do that. She does have enough stats that I want to replace the Aladdin. He doesn't have a hunt ability of himself. Oof. Yeah. This is one of the problems with hunt. You want to go into synergy cards to improve your hunts, but you also need stats early to be able to actually get the kills when you attack. Let's do a reroll here, because none of those do that much. This doesn't buff any actual attack stats. I'm not loving this this outcome. 4 health when our health is so low on these characters doesn't do much. Let's throw it on Smee and we... well... I'll pick up Phil here. He's a weird character that basically says, if I die without having attacked, I resummon. So my hope is that, even though he has low stats, my enemy gets to attack first. Also, we're fighting against someone who only has half a heart. This is either really good, he has no stats, and we get to start snowballing here, or it's really bad because he is played super greedy and now he's very strong, but he's lost. Okay, so he has very low stats, that's good for us. And even though he has low stats, we still almost died to him. Let's buy Dash and replace Phil. Since we now are in this sub-theme of fairies, whenever Wink gets a kill, we increase buffs from fairies by 2, since we... well, does it do 4 or does it do 2? It should do by 2, right? It is double your hunt abilities. Yeah, I don't know. Shanty was +1/+1. Wait. Did Wink get one before? I don't know. Well, doesn't affect our pick right here. Do we replace Ahab with slash? I think we do. And now we're basically very much in need of a giant growth or another like big buff for Wink. Shanty not getting to attack is super rough for us. Yeah, we're down to 1 heart. We need to get Anne here. Basically just to get stats enough to start fighting. Let's do a reroll. I'm considering buying Sparkles. Well, I was considering buying Two-Headed Wizard, but let's go for Sparkles. It is at least some buff for Wink. The hard part is Wink isn't a pirate, so he doesn't get the +4 SME buff. That shot from Stinky was hard for us, but at least we survived. Ooh, okay. And now I think we're fine, basically. So Blackbeard is a super strong pirate. Actually, Hercules is also really good. I'll go for Blackbeard because the improved stats and everything, but the way Blackbeard ability works is that he triggers every other character's hunt abilities whenever he hunts. So that would mean I'll get a shit ton of hunts. Hercules is amazing because, especially to get working early, because he has a basically just grows, and if you have them both, they gain insane strength. But we'll replace me with Blackbeard. I'm considering replacing Sparkles with Hook. I think we should. Yeah. So now basically we will get Wink's ability just by Blackbeard hunting. So we still want a big upgrade for the stats for him. But yeah, you can see the insane, especially with Anne Bunny with +6/+6 that happens, well, 3 times, I guess. Poor Wink. Yeah. So Hook has a summon the character that was KO'd hunt on top of gaining 20 attack. So yeah, this is a very strong go of it. Wait, why did... Oh, we got the pirate... the pirate parrot from the other player, and then when Hook triggered his hunt, we respawned 2 other pirates, buffing up these slots as well. That's kind of funny. I mean, at this point, I think we're strong enough that we will then win this, basically whatever we do. I'll buy this to ensure that we are the one attacking first. I'll Midas our Shanty, even though it actually does very little considering we have Wink. I shouldn't have done that. That was my bad. I haven't really played the Shanty Wink combo since when the Sir Francis Drake, I think it's called, used to get you beyond the legendary treasures, including the one that gives everyone every stat, which was extremely strong. We'll replace Anne here since our team is stupid strong because of Shanty. Basically, we've triggered this buff up our shop exponentially, well, not exponentially, but a shit ton of times due to the doubling of stats, and now we get a free slot. That's a bad one. I think we'll go alchemy. No, we won't, because we need or we want the extra buffs. I'll guess galactic. I don't think we'll necessarily get anything from it, but hey, it doesn't matter that much. We'll replace him with another hunt character. Obviously, these two have, well, Robin has better stats because she's ranged, but we'll replace it with Achilles because he has a hunt ability that buffs stats. this will give quite a bit of stats for Wink. The problem with having these your hunt abilities happen 16 times is the fights take a lot longer when all the animations need to play several times. I should have moved Wink, because it matters a lot for him to attack, and I didn't know we were going to play against someone who were going to spawn a bunch of extra characters. So even though it worked out and he got both the hunt abilities from Blackbeard and then the hunt abilities from his own attack, I should technically have moved, traded him and Hook. So let's do that before I forget. This is essentially exactly the same thing as happened last time. I can replace Achilles to get a free treasure. This is the one I've been looking for. Double your hunt abilities. So now we have basically gained 2 blue treasures, which both double our hunt abilities. Yeah, it is. This is big. I think we did the correct choice of going Blackbeard over Hercules. Obviously, by now Hercules would be like big enough to never be able to lose, and even though this is a going wide rather than going tall situation, I'm very happy with having gone Blackbeard, because you need to start rolling, and even though Hercules might have been stronger in the long run, we don't need to go for the one that has a lower floor, basically. So we did win. Yeah. I mean, I was sure we would after we found Blackbeard. So yeah. Final turn 20, total hunts 325. It's silly. We got a nice Fae, but it isn't that important for this deck. Let's just double check. Yeah, this was the Fae we got. I think I will replace Plunder Penny. Both of them buff spells a little bit, but she's rare, and I want as many cards as possible to be rare in this deck, because as you saw, you have 2 rare treasures, which basically double your hunt abilities. I am not a fan of these. Witches is very strong, but I have never actually sat down and really played it. Dr. Agon, I found the deck I really liked, but I didn't play him while I didn't have the cards. So basically when you fill a deck fully, so say we play, I restart my client until I have until I find Jack Sparrow, and then I just keep playing that deck. Once you've unlocked all cards for Jack Sparrow, you start unlocking cards for other decks. So that was basically what I did with Dr. Agon last time, until I already had characters who could really use the fact that you get both hunt and you get both spells and treasure synergies. But let's try him, because I have liked him. It's just he's kind of hard to get rolling. We'll go with Flying Monkey. He is in general one of the better first picks. We'll go Evil Stepmother. She's just a 3/1 with a quest to recruit villains. One of the things is that you should never feel too tied down by these quests. We're getting good villains, so I will pick them up, but it isn't a necessity. Jack in the Box summons a 1/1. He works very well with the Puck ability of getting 3 attack. We hunted their Puck. Our Puck is safe. We basically get to trade off due to having the Flying Monkey. I'm considering if I should just go with the free quest here, or if I should go for Pan. This gives us the ability to Pan, I would say, gives us the, I should say, gives us the ability to go for the Fey build, while this basically just gives us the quest. I think we'll go for it because the cost 3 spells and get a treasure, and then upgrade it and get a treasure, and so on. Really gets better if you have the Lost in the Wood treasure common that we had last time. Yeah, breadcrumbs, sorry. This gives us the spell Lost in the Woods that we can cast first time every shop, which means that now we will at least move forward on our captain's ability with 1 spell every time. Let's go for the completing of Puck. Possibly I should go for Ahab here, but I think it's fine. We'll grab health for the monkey. Possibly we should move over Jack in the Box, since he's a 1/1, but he will basically spawn another 7/6, right? Jill is the uncommon version of Puck, so we could go for a bit of a Fey thing. I think not, since we do have the captain that wants us to cast spells, and this is basically a spell that gives us a character anyway. I'm so happy with the upgraded Puck thing that I don't even care about what uncommon hero we get, as long as we progress on the captain spell questline. But we were punished. It is very clear that Foul Lich is not good. Well, it can be strong if you have a bunch of animals and yada yada. His flying monkey killed our backline before it could do anything, but here we just trade. We even got to win, actually. This is a trap. We want to go for the spell every time. So now we get the first. It's fortifications. Again, kind of a bad outcome. Let's replace the... Actually, let's cast spells instead. This is a minor upgrade, but this gives... Well, since you double them, you could convince yourself it gives us many stats. This is another good spell, just have cost. And it will give us a bit of a bonus, since we'll go into the upgraded shop next time. That allows us to buy rare characters with an even bigger stat line. So that is often when it's best to cast spells like Twinkle Twinkle or Double Rainbow. We didn't get any rare character, but we have Lost in the Woods, so we get to reroll the shop. And we got an amazing mage ability, and we got a very strong character for this captain. So dragons in this game are very focused on treasures, and we will get treasures as long as we cast spells. This one also has a quest for us to gain 2 treasures. So we know if we cast 6 spells, we will just get this. Possibly we will be able to get it another way, and we can replace our Foul Lich. I'm very tempted to just roll him, cast True Love's Kiss on him, and get a purple one. But I think we'll do it on Puck instead. If any of these were mages, I would buy it instead, because we did roll into the Merlin's Pointy Hat. It buffs spells, and basically anytime you buy a mage, it buffs them harder. The reason I'm casting it on Puck instead of any of the other common ones is because Puck is golden, and therefore the ability that he gets is upgraded. That's kind of funny. Prince Charming has high stats and basically nothing else. But he has a punishing recruit ability, so you often don't go for him, and I think I've only seen him golden like once or twice or whatever. We did see the ape killing the buff things, and because we had a +4/+4 on our rare before, we were paid off for it, basically. Let's do the free spell. I think we will, rather than... Well, actually, I should probably go for replacing Flying Monkey with Phil. But I think we'll just go for buffing up our characters. And we'll see what our rare treasure from the captain's ability is. Spell. Well, this is some very lucky rolls, I would say. What I'm considering is the mice. Either you keep buffing the slot, or you go for a stronger character to be buffed. So the slot strategies basically have connections to either having summon characters or having characters that are extra happy to be buffed. So 3 Blind Mice is one of those. This may be a bad choice, but let's try it out. It is a 519 anyway. Prince Charming is actually helping a surprising amount. We were lucky with the fill attacking the enemy. That was a bit of an unlucky one, but not really. Here we need to choose either we want to cast the spell to keep wandering on this track, or we buy the free mage, since doing that obviously improves our hat. I think since we got the spellbook punch card that gets us extra shop if we cast 2 spells in a turn, that is the tiebreaker, but this isn't necessarily a straight up choice. Now we basically, well, we don't have to, but none of these characters give us that much, so we'll cast the spell, whatever it is, since any spell becomes a mulligan round when we only have 1 spell left to cast here. I'm buying Navi. It is a stat upgrade and it heals a cracked heart. It isn't that big of an upgrade, but it is something. Abracadabra is amazing on these kinds of characters. Now we will get our epic treasure, and we will get the rare that we have saved on the quest here. And you can often just keep chaining spells, since we get a shop where there are no... Ooh. This is possibly the luckiest I've ever been with the spells we've rolled. Obviously the fortifications was meh, but getting Party Hat into Spellbook, into Fairy Queen's Wand, which are all directly focused on spells, feels kind of, yeah. I don't know. I posted on the Discord that I would be streaming. Are the developers affecting the drop rate of the treasures, guys? I am not normally this lucky, but let's go. We can either go for another Lost in the Woods, like I was talking about, keep chaining the spells and just never give up, or I can go for another reroll. Basically, keep transforming the puck into newer and newer creatures. I'm a bit tempted on casting Happily Ever After on 3 Blind Mice, since it's that many stats anyway, and we are at 3 hearts. I think it's good to just pick up the stats when we have them. Yeah, let's just do that. And this is the Maverick and Icewing treasure payoff. I'm not entirely sure. I guess we're just going Golden Fountain. I might pick Widow's Web, but like, yeah, let's go Golden Fountain. It's a lot clearer of a choice. Geppetto is in general the raid boss for these games when you have low card or bad decks or whatever. I don't want to call my decks bad, especially when the captain is treating me this well, better than I deserve, certainly. Let's cast I'll Huff and I'll Puff, not because of the... Actually, let's reroll for another spell. This is fine. It also gets us the ability to move towards goldening 2 Blind Mice. This never lucky, guys. Never lucky, right? Obviously, I'm kidding. I've been rewarded hugely with these 3 spell looking ones. I'll buy Katamari here. Because it's a mage, it will improve the Merlin's Pointy Hat. It's also a hero for Excalibur. It will be our second hero. So even though it says 23, 25, when we place it down, both of our heroes get the hero buff. And honestly, the buff is so strong. Let's just keep doing that. Since we have the spellbook, we'll just continue. It is worth noting the legendary is the last treasure you get with the dragon or Dr. Agon. Once again, like, I love these puns. I know it might be a bit silly, but I really do like them. So even though we no longer basically have a captain, just like last game, some of them just have a bonus until they're done, and then they don't do much. I think we basically... It's so much stats on our mouse, but we basically have to go Merlin, and then to get the last spellbook, this is a free spell, so we'll just cost that. Merlin is, on top of being a mage, is also a hero, so yeah, basically once again, I may have just underestimated how good Excalibur would be. The developers already knew they were gonna give me Merlin, obviously. Will cost Abracadabra, because the advantage of Merlin is whenever you cast a spell, your team gets +5/+5, except for the mouse, which is doubled. And often you get Abracadabra or Lost in the Woods. Sometimes you don't, though, but that's fine. All for One is normally +1/+1, but since we have the Merlin's Pointy Hat and the Fey Wand, this gives absurd amounts of stats. Obviously it isn't 11/11, it's 16/16 because of the Merlin, and it gives even more to the mouse here. I still can't really believe that we got this lucky in terms of random drops. I was talking about, yeah, I don't know how good a deck I have for this hero, and then, oh, Captain, sorry. That's my Dota showing. We'll keep going for the, yeah, sorry, I brain farted there. It's a no-brainer because of the Merlin. We get 5 on every stat. I should basically always be casting the Lost in the Woods. Here I'm taking these because they're silver, of course. And now we have one spell we cast for free due to the spellbook. I don't like any of these. So let's cast Stroke of Midnight. It is a tempo play, which we don't need because we're so far ahead. But it does give us a buff anyway. Abracadabra, once again. I do feel like we've gotten absurdly lucky. Basically, I don't even know why I'm considering this. I assume it's a Geppetto. I haven't kept track. I got so stunned by by this luck. Oh, it's Hades. Yeah, we're and we hexes Phil. That feels bad, honestly. Like, sometimes you just high roll so hard that this game feels kind of silly. Well, that's a win. Turn 10. Yeah, easy peasy. Let's go. We get Frog Prince. I think that's fine. I think it's a reinstated card from last time. So it was taken out and then put back in on a higher rarity, but with different stats, I think. This is also weird because we high rolled so hard in this game. I'm not even sure. That's weird. I recently unlocked a new portrait for the captain. I haven't put it in myself, but I did unlock it by going up the what is it called? whatever. It was basically weird because I'm not used to this portrait. But melody is amazing. This little piggy, like I talked about earlier, it is okay. It's definitely tempo. Witches 3 is strong, but I haven't really gotten into playing it. I think if I could design the deck and test it out, I would be more open to just rolling it. Melody I know is strong. Basically, every time you take a card or a treasure, or I think even a captain, it counts as having drawn a card. And every 6 cards you draw, your spells get better. So it is once again a card that really likes breadcrumbs early. The common treasure we had last time that allowed us to cast a spell every turn, basically. So since that allows for extra card, this character also really likes having as many silver characters as possible. So it might be a bit more of a creature swapping hero. The reason I have Aladdin is because when he gets silver, you get to take a common treasure, and that can be either breadcrumbs or it can be... Guys, I'm high rolling too much. None of these are especially good. Heroes in the shop are buffed. This would be better if I knew the... if I'd sat down and like studied the default deck, which I haven't. Elven tools are ruled out. It's basically between doing something that definitely gets us something now, or hoping to run into a bunch of heroes. We'll take Starshield. I know it's good. I made a joke about developers affecting my rolls before. This is breadcrumbs. It's the one I was looking for. So yeah, since we golden our character, that does count as taking a character, which silver doesn't do. So we only had one character. Obviously it was buffed to all hell and very strong, especially with the Starshield. So yeah, but just that's why he had 2 characters and I only had 1, basically. And we've already taken so many cards that our spells will get buffed next turn. So we cast Lost in the Woods, and now we've unlocked the first buffing, basically. Let's take Jealous Stepsisters, because she has a quest for dealing 6 damage, and we will start gaining... we will, at turn 3, start having normal spells to cast. Obviously, getting breadcrumbs even before turn 3 is very strong. I don't like any of these picks, that's why I'm stalling. I think we'll pick Egg. You don't want to put Egg here, you want to put it here, because when your enemy, who will have 4 characters against our 3, they roll who to attack. We want them to attack the egg, since the egg, yeah, basically we were rewarded for placing, we don't lose any stats and whatever. It's way worse to put the egg here, since then they'll have a higher chance of just killing our characters early. This is basically one of the few cards that right now could make me consider not just casting Lost in the Woods. I think we'll actually go for it, since the snowball is very good. And the reason snowballing is very good early, now we get +5/+1, and then this quest will be unlocked. But basically, this character, or captain, sorry, gets stronger the longer the game goes. That means that us picking up things that are only, or whatever, good early is good late, because that allows us to get to the late game. Sorry if I'm over-explaining, especially since if you guys are from the Once Upon a Galaxy Discord, I assume you know these things. I am over-explaining because I am also I've also linked this to some of my friends who don't know the game yet at all, and honestly, because I enjoy being able to explain my thought process as it is. Obviously, I look back at the earlier stream and I was very annoyed at myself for missing different things and whatever. this is the of these treasures. This gives us buff every time we cast a spell. We're heavily into casting spells, obviously. So we're just gonna keep rolling with this. By the way, this was the reward for the Jealous Sister quest. Here, if we pick any of these, it counts as drawing one spell. If we pick You Meet in the Tavern, it counts as casting a spell, which gives everyone health and Fey Familiar stats. And then we picking the remaining card also counts as drawing another spell. Now we want to just give something a buff. I think we'll do it for Katamari, since Katamari has an inherent ability that buffs when she attacks. So we'll give her the buff, which is already plus 2+6. Normally, Spoonful of Sugars gives +4 health, but since our captain has already drawn us so many cards because of how lucky we've been, it means our Katamari is now extra big. And again, when she attacks, she gets buffs. That's why I want her in the first slot, especially with the toughness bonus. That means she will survive the first hit. The person we fought against was basically has a very strong build. With the coach, you get bonuses for your back 2 slots when you pick villains, and they had a bunch of villains. So they had already gained up a bunch of early stats. Frankenstein came out of our dragon egg. It's a fine pick, and we were basically super lucky getting a fill. So this is once again, I know I said just before that, oh, Fey Familiar is one of the few characters that can make me not cast Lost in the Woods. Well, here Phil, even though when I have Phil, he's very bad, and when my opponent has Phil, they're very strong. So we'll now get a clearer look into how much the developers have rigged the game for us. If my Phil now gets attacked 4 times before he himself gets to attack once, it's not possible because we don't have summon characters, but whatever. Then we know that the developers have utterly rigged it for us. Silvery Moon is extra good here because it normally only gives +1/+1. And we already have an epic character and a rare character. I think I'll cast it on Phil because this mage focus draft would be amazing with a mushroom ring. And I mean, whenever we're this rewarded for trying to high roll, why not just continue? Okay, Phil wasn't attacked before he attacked even once, so I think we're okay, guys. The developers haven't given us a special seed, a special lucky seed. This is the character we want to use the mushroom ring with. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep saying, oh, this is the one character that can make me not cast the Lost in the Woods, guys. I'll just be repeating myself, but we were directly rewarded here. All hands on deck normally gives +2/+0, so casting it with Melody early when we have gotten this early card draw is very good. And of course, Two-Headed Wizard means we'll cast this spell twice. I think it only counts as 1 card drawn, by the way. Let's let's look at that. So it's 5, it should become 4, even though we cast it twice. If it goes to 3, then this is even better, but I don't think it will. No, it didn't. Okay. And now our characters are huge. We got this weird Frankenstein Phil combo. I didn't go through it because I'm getting so lucky I'm flabbergasted, and I don't want to pause too long for every stage of the game. But you see him getting +2/+2 anytime any character dies. That's obviously very strong if you have a character that can just respawn however many times. So yeah. Frankenstein is good in general, but if you have a summon build, he's even stronger. Sorry about that. That's nothing. Okay. None of these are especially interesting. It would be going for the super greed of picking two-headed dragon to get it golden, and then getting the double death triggers. I don't remember what that spell is or treasure is called. Or I could just cast a spell. It is a possibility of plus 14, which is a lot of stats right now. I think we'll go for the greed play anyway. Midas Touch is not good here because it basically turns a silver character golden. However, you don't get the treasure when you do this. So it can be worth it sometimes if you have a character with a really strong innate ability that gets doubled by becoming golden. But Phil, for some reason, doesn't. I would probably change Phil so that he needs to attack twice if golden, but then again, that would be OP as all heck, so maybe not. We'll take Navi again for the mushroom, and having Navi so that she's silver is really good actually. If you break half a heart and you find her as silver, it's a lot easier to just throw her in the bin, get the recruit ability, and get rewarded by that basically. We keep rolling over these fights. There's not that much to analyze. It's like we have too much stats, and we have a fill and a... That's a bad spell to double. Then again, none of these matters. The reason I'm going Dusa here is because she's a mage. So if we do get the Merlin's hat, having a silver mage to pick... But like, this is a very small thing to improve technically. Let's try to find the mushroom ring. I mean, what's the odds that I would... Oh, okay. Well, I think that's fair. One of the weird things about Co-Captain's Corsair, which gives us a choice of additional captains, that you can never know which one you get, right? So this has really high upside. This is not relevant for us at all. This is good, just become better longer, right? The problem is that it says random here. It means random. You can get common treasures, you can get beyond legendary treasures. This is like, yeah. But you have to survive 2 turns for it, I think. It may count the turn you're on, but I don't know. Either way, I'm going for Co-Captain's Corsair, and I'm probably looking for Dumbledore, whatever it's called. Oh, this is actually very good. Indiana clones. On turn 10, you clone your 3 highest treasures, and you get a free pick of a treasure. I love playing this straight up, but he has a very bad start, so he's a lot stronger to get like this rather than getting him, like picking him and playing him normally. Though obviously by then you can go super hard to try to get those strong ones. These are basically shit. We'll go Pandora's because basically on turn 10 it will copy this, and this is not interesting at all. This at least can get us some good legendary. It won't, but it can. Oh, and another reason, obviously not something to consider, but when you picked Indiana, that counted as drawing a card, and when you picked the treasure from him, that counted as drawing a card. Yeah, they are certainly stronger than us now, so we need to start... Actually, their Frankenstein is a lot smaller, so we win this still. Well, either way, we need to start looking at... We need to start looking at getting actual stats for our characters. The thing that made me a bit unsure is I don't know if will copy Sword of Light and Shadow and copy Pandora's. I think that will be the result, which would be kind of funny. I don't want to pick Navi because we aren't. Actually, I should pick Navi to get the Mushroom Cloud, I guess. Not Cloud. Holy shit, that would be a different treasure. The Mushroom Ring. Sorry about that. But I will go with Lost in the Woods because we do have the two-headed wizard spell held up. So this will be even better than just a mulligan. It will effectively be an extra shop, and this matters a lot more because right now we want to get as many good treasures as possible, because he will take the 3 highest level ones and clone them. So that being said, I am not a big fan of these ones. This was how our battlefield looked before. Bronze Goose is basically a small chance of just getting another epic treasure right now, another purple one, and since he inherently skips the silver part, so you can pick Bronze Goose and then get a Golden Goose basically straight away. But we only have 3 picks, right? So how high is the likelihood? Honestly, I don't know. Let's go for it. The other possibility is picking Oberon and buffing up the attack of Phil. So we would basically swap around our space a bit, remove Katamari. Oberon at the start of each fight gives 20 attack to the creatures in front of you. Phil is weird because you want as little toughness and as high attack on him as possible, since you want other creatures to attack into him and for him to die, basically. But let's not do that, and let's go for the high roll. Once again, I keep high rolling, I'll keep going for it, right? That's one of... What the hell? Okay, so maybe we should look back into the theory of the creators of the game actually being here and affecting my seed, right? So that weird offshoot, maybe I don't find it in 3 clicks. Yeah, I got it in first. This is a very, very strong very strong treasure with this build, right? Because it allows us to count as if we had drawn 7 times 6 cards. And I think we'll go for it, especially since it will copy. The other alternative is to go for Gloves of Thieving. They each fight you steal a treasure. So if you have a bunch of characters with Treasure Hoard, this can become absurd considering we have Indiana. So next turn we will copy whichever ones we choose. I'm not as interested in this one, although it can be very strong. Say that this was 3 turns ago, I would certainly pick this, since that would allow Indiana to then later on clone a higher level treasure. Let's go for the wand. I mean, we are a spell focused... I mean, it's weird. Our board isn't spell focused. Our treasures aren't really spell focused, but we have Melody buffed up quite a bit, so let's go for this, and we'll pretend as if we are spell focused. Okay, this is a very good one. I was talking about the lower amount of stats that we had in comparison. Hey, Rosie Daisy, welcome. I think that's the first time I've managed to actually catch a person following me live. Thank you so much. So yeah, I think we'll just buff up Fey Familiar. The alternative is to buff up Frankenstein, but I don't want to be weak to I don't want to be weaker to a polymorph. The spell is actually called Stroke of Midnight, I think, but I do say call it polymorph. Okay. Well, I thought we had lower stats, but we don't. So now, since it's turn 10, we got that copy effect from Indiana Clones. And yeah, we're kind of looking for heroes and villains, since Hunt +10/+10 for all characters is stupid strong. Maybe we should actually move up Frankenstein. We're not looking for a long game of toys respawning and having Frankenstein become huge, right? Instead, we should use the fact that he has very high stats right now to proc the Sword of Light and Shadows. Let's try it out at least. We will now upgrade Melody once again by casting Lost in the Woods and getting a mulligan. We'll pick up Two-Headed Wizard, and then we'll certainly get the Mushroom Ring, right? Of course we will. Now we do want Two-Headed Wizard to die as much as possible, because every time he dies, we get this upgraded Two-Headed Wizard trigger, which copies our next 2 spells. So, yeah, basically we keep getting rewarded. We keep getting rewarded. What can I say? Okay. This is hard because basically we have 3 good options, right? Merlin gets us stats anytime we cast any spell. Elmmeister has a built-in smaller version of the wand, right? It just buffs our spells. So then we'll have 2 wands, Meister and Melody, all buffing the base stats of the spell. So Merlin is for casting a lot of spells. Elmmeister keeps doing what we're already doing good, even better. And True Love's Kiss right now doesn't upgrade a character once. Rather, because we will copy the next spell we cast, it will upgrade them twice. So we could cast it on Frankenstein to get a secret legendary. I don't actually know the correct name for it, but there is a tier of both creatures and treasures above legendary, which is very tempting. I think since this 100 Frankenstein giving everyone +20, +10/+10 is so strong, we should probably not flip him to try to get a good secret legend. But yeah, I'm a bit unsure. Let's replace Katamari, even though Katamari does have the all types and therefore counts as a hero or a villain. We will replace it because the base stats are so low that she will not reliably be able to hunt, right? But yeah, this was a complex choice, in my opinion. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah. Here we got another proc of the recruitability. Our fill obviously never works out. We're so unlucky, guys. Okay, Statue of Olympus. I used to believe that this was whenever you cast any spell, give your characters +2/+2. It is now only combat spells, or it was that all along and I just wasn't paying attention. Quite possible. We will now cast Lost in the Woods and copy it twice. So the other part of Elmmeister is he has a quest for casting 4 spells. So we'll just cast a single spell, copy it twice, and yeah. Easy peasy quest. Now we'll just cast whatever. Give your characters +26, +26. It's okay, right? It's fine. Oh, right, and it copies twice. I'd already forgotten about that. Well, none of these are especially interesting. I think we'll go Jack Magic Beans, because we are at the point where we will be able to see a lot of shops, and this gives the lowest level character 100, but 50 in each every time you see them. So you could technically, when you see a lot of shops, run into the same character again and get the buff. Now, normally I just pick Frankenstein, since it's the whole villain thing. He got 100 stats, yada yada. This gives a character plus 33, and if it's a mage, we get a new free shop. So Eureka is basically a free spell. Yeah, it technically it might be better with Frankenstein, but I don't care. I just want to cast spells, guys. It's spell slinging time. Free upgrade for Elm. Here we could either buy this for the opportunity of getting the epic farewell things. I'll cast Huff and Puff just to cast another spell. This doesn't, like, this plus 30 would obviously be amazing, but since you need to kill something with 15 damage, it never happens late game. It does count as a combat spell, so it does trigger Statue of Olympus though. Let's cast Greed. We have a shit ton of treasures. This gives a character the keyword Treasure Hoard, which is +1/+1 for every treasure you have. Obviously, it would be better to just have a spell right here that said get a character +1/+1, since we have these super strong treasures to buff them, but it's fine to not have that. I think we'll cast it on Frankenstein with the hope of Two-Headed Wizard dying and getting the forever after, or whatever it's called, the transform after having the double spell. That's just a free peek. Oh, wait. Yeah. This is weird. The Jack's Magic Beans did trigger for Frankenstein again, but I think the stats did not increase again. So I think I was just wrong with having the same character come up several times. It didn't work like I thought it did. I thought that would give it the buff again, but I don't think it did, right? It should be 321 now, but it isn't. So yeah, my bad. Hopefully no one looked at the earlier explanation and logged off, and now yeah. Presence of Gaia buffs the slot and not the character, so we will put it under Phil, considering that if he then gets killed. Honestly, I think we have won this game, but yeah, you still wanna cast the right spells and everything. Now, if he dies, the next Phil, if he dies before having attacked, the next Phil will also get those buffs. Obviously, I think they might even grow based on it. But yeah, like I said, we have so much stats, and now every All for One we cost basically doubled since we won the fight, right? We're going for this. Cue in me saying once again, you should always cast Lost in the Woods. By now we're so far ahead, and this could get us the double. It didn't, but the double farewells, meaning that Two-Headed Wizard works twice. Or at this point, there's another epic that says your farewell are also hunts, which would be better for us since we now have so much stats. He does, like, Two-Headed Wizard doesn't even die anymore, right? It's only Dragon's Crown that does anything, gives all our characters Treasure Hoard. It's fine, not the best, but it's perfectly serviceable. None of these do much. We'll cast Stroke of Midnight for the polymorph. Just like last time, I have higher viewers, but people just aren't chatting. It feels kind of strange, not gonna lie. Did we poly there, Phil? Like, I'm not just getting lucky with the treasures, right? I'm also getting lucky with attacks and spell targets and stuff like that. Because it is an auto battler, so I'm obviously not doing any of the attacks myself. We only cost 28 spells. It felt like a lot more, but I think it was mostly due to the impact the spells we did cast had. So final turn 12. Yeah, this was a pretty good game. I'm happy with the adaptability of not being like, oh, we're only casting spells. I opened the Frankenstein from the Dragon's Egg. We randomed into that, and then I directly pivoted into the fill, which I think gave us the staying power to get the treasures and get the spell effect going. Let's go again. And how can we not now, right? But this will show that he's a lot weaker when you play him first, because the first shop is 3 treasures. We were extra unlucky here because none of these give stats, and you need stats early. So we'll basically here always lose our first fight. Secret map is abysmal here because it doesn't do anything until turn 12. Relic of Antiquity is bad because it takes 3 turns until it's better than any of the other just give 2 attack or 2 defense to anything, right? In theory, this is good in a long game, especially if you continue to go for board buffing things. But if you want to go synergistically, the Drafty Window has so many possibilities. It's good for a bunch of different characters, and we'll move into Fae. So the Fae have 2 recruit characters at common that buffs the shop 1 health or 1 attack. So it's Rose and Thorns. Since we have the Drafty Window, this will actually buff our shop 2 health. And we're super lucky. We fight against a dude who doesn't get a first turn. So we're not even severely punished. We roll into Thorn at once. Yeah. We might not even get especially punished. Either I could go for Jealous Stepsisters. This isn't... it isn't like guaranteed to get us a treasure, but having 5 health early on is a pretty good bet for it to be able to either take a hit or take an attack and get a secondary one. What we're most afraid of is someone having Puck or another attack buffer, or fighting a buffed up ranged character, basically. But let's hope if there's a ranged character, they shoot one of our cannon fodder. We're still in the... Oh, it was a Puck on a strong attack character who killed us in 1, yeah. Well, never lucky, right? I think we'll just try to buy stats right now, because we're so far behind in terms of stats. Let's hope for the best. The other alternative is to buy Jill Sunshine. This will guarantee us the treasure from here, or we basically turn 2 of our non-threats into threats using her. I think it's better than getting the treasure. Not entirely sure though. Let's hope for the best. The worst part would be if we fight against a flying monkey. Our stepsisters got to attack twice, so now we get the treasure from here. This is a harder one. Twin Shot would be the obvious pick if I didn't just go for Jill. So we have a bunch of extra attack because of the Jill. Masterwork Scrolls is the most greedy, and honestly, we haven't really been losing when we go greedy, right? So let's just keep going greedy. Icarus. Let's replace Rosie. Peter Pan is a character that buffs Fae, and it's on recruit. So now that we replace Thorn, which is a 1/3, with our 4/6, which will get buffed with this one, on top of that, it will also change her +5 attack ability into a +5/+2 ability. So, basically, Drafty Window has been working out for us. yeah. We are still behind though. Here we can either use the built-in comeback mechanic, basically giving us a mulligan and healing a heart, which is good. However, we are kind of just high rolling into Fae and hoping for the best. So we could either go with the Fairy Godmother, which buffs our team, excluding her, 1-3, or we can keep building the inherent Fae buffs, which I think we will do. It isn't like clearly the better option, but let's keep going for the stars. I should probably swap out a character for Punching Bag or for the Parrot, but I'm really not sure who. The other alternative is to buff Kid Icarus, which if he is golden, I will get a blue treasure when he dies. It is important for us to get some higher level treasures that give us the direction we know we want to move on. Say that the treasure we get is your animals get really buffed when this kid dies. We know we'll get 2 of them when we get to level 10, so we can start drafting animals already. I'm not sure if I explained that very well, but yeah, I even forgot, never mind. And we have Masterwork Scrolls, so this isn't just a +1/+1, it's even better, never mind. This wasn't even a hard option to make. Shrink Tea feels a bit strange this early, but whatever. He had a ranged character that fucked us a bit here. I think we need the tempo that we can get by just killing one of the enemy characters before combat really starts, and then we can buff up Icarus with this Pika Peppers to get a higher possibility of getting him as a golden for the next shop. So let's hope we do get that. This was a good fight for us. Unfortunately, we don't get any Kid Icarus to golden here, but we do get Midas Touch. I'm not normally a big fan of Midas Touch, especially not when we're playing a character who really wants the treasure. Sorry, let me explain. Midas Touch turns the character golden, but you don't get the treasure that you normally get when you turn someone golden. However, since he has this inbuilt farewell ability, we will get a treasure from it, and it will be a rare. So even though we didn't get it, we got something that was basically better. I think I'll cast Abracadabra here. Yeah. I think we just want stats. But we should not, like, sorry, the obvious, my normal path here, if this wasn't a character that disappears when he dies, would be to buff them up and continue to buff our one big character we know we don't want to replace. However, we basically do want to replace everyone, right? These are recruit characters, they're not built to be in our team permanently. So those are the reasons why I'm going for a slot buff here, even though this isn't the biggest buff we could get. 12-12 is obviously bigger than 8-2. This is something that allows us to go into late game. And even though we only have 1 heart, we're basically at the point where we have to go for our outs. So it might be a lot safer, and we could get like halfway to the ending. Oh no, they rolled a ranged character. If this, basically they had a character who, when they die, you get a random character, and it happened to be a ranged character who then got to kill our Fae. So this is the result of our Icarus disappearing. It is a hard choice. This is the highest upside, but we don't have any farewell characters. This buffs all of our treasures, but as you can see, I'm a bit light on treasures at the moment. This gives us more treasures in a long game, However, right now it does nothing for us. I think we'll go for Energizer. And I don't know how it works when you get 2 Energizers. Do they buff each other? I don't know. Let's try it out. Queen of Hearts is also a good combat card, because she gets bigger for each heart you're missing, right? So she has a lot of stats. This one is very strong for us. And if we had, say, 2 hearts, I would go for Mirror Mage. Jasmine is also very strong. Dude, I don't get how they can do this stuff. I mean, again, I love the puns and the Disney stuff, but I don't know how they plan to get one by them. Here we were mega rewarded. Since now our Masterwork Scrolls buffs +4/+4. That was, by the way, another reason why Energizer was so good. We'll get 2 Masterwork Scrolls and then get 2 Energizers. They'll buff each other and yada yada. It will make our common tier treasures basically the same as those strong epic level treasures from later. We'll go for this one because we're backed in a corner basically. And then I can say never punished if we... No. They have too much stuff, stats, and they have a ranged character, so this is where this run ends. I will guess we're 5th or 6th, but yeah, 5th. If we did get to turn 10, I feel like we win this pod. But hey, that's what happened when you go for the high rolls. Sometimes you fall on your face. -1 legend. I still haven't actually looked into the the stat things, but it is what it is. Galahad is okay. It has a bit of the same problem as Indiana Clones, that your early game is like a struggle to survive until the hero does their thing, right? We'll go for Dumbledore here, Wizard Headmaster. This is the other version of the dragon, or sorry, Dr. Agon that we played earlier, that when you cast 3 spells you get something. In this case you don't get treasures, instead you get mages. This is a lot stronger, in my opinion, than Dr. Agon, because not only isn't it totally random what you get, here it will always be mages, right? I did buy well, when I say buy, you got some in-game currency. I don't know if it was when your collection was wiped or whatever, but I did buy a support card for this character too. Basically, knowing that it's mages you get makes it even better to pick mages normally. And if one of the mages you get is silver, you basically get a free shop, since the silver, picking the silver character gets you a reroll. I don't think we have... One possibility is to pick the frog prince, but I don't have anything I really want to trade off. It would be Plunderpenny. She can be very strong if you do get a snowball going with her. So let's just hope to do that. I don't like these picks. I'll go for Thorn, even though, as you saw last game, I didn't specifically talk about it, but if you do get the recruit characters and you never get to pick the silver versions of them, you get pretty punished. We'll take Itsy Bitsy here. I think Wind Up Toy is also fine, but yeah. This is basically as expected. We'll go Rose, then we have opened up the possibility of Fae. Here we are richly rewarded, right? Because as a 1/1, it's a lot worse than a normal character, but has a good recruitability. This is a free upgrade to a 3/3, since we have upgraded characters in the shop with 1/1 already. So by now, it's as good as... has basically as good stats as a normal character. And we once again got the recruitability. We'll move Rose down and pick the ranged character. normally I wouldn't, but now that this character has 3 attacks, it basically, if we do get to shoot first, yada yada, it is, well, punished, never mind. I'm a fraud, you guys. Most characters do have like 3 defense or whatever. It happened that they had a defense spec character and had the Fae behind that buffs health, so it didn't work out, but hey, we're fine. It's now turn 3, we start seeing spells for the first time. I should try to keep my eyes out, whatever, keep a lookout for Lost in the Woods or other good early game spells. None of these are that interesting. The alternative is to pick up Daughter of Athena to look to get breadcrumbs, right? To be able to cast Lost in the Woods every turn. However, I think it'll take too much time, and I would rather try to high roll. This character is strange because often he's too weak to be able to get a hunt off, a killing blow. But if you can do it, it can be very strong, since you get a lot of tempo of when you do get stronger characters. Fae Familiar is very strong. I'm happy to buy that one. The alternative is to buy Peter Pan, since this buffs the abilities from Fae, including Silvering Rose or Golding Thorn. I think we'll go for Fae Familiar though, because right now we do need the stats. I think this is fine. The alternative is which part we want our frog to be on, basically, but I chose the wrong one. No. This is another reason why the Thorn and Rose are so strong early. Normally when you silver a character, you buff them here from 4 to 5, but because we have upgraded the stats of the character in the shop, this is actually a lot bigger of an upgrade. Yeah, it can be very strong. I think normally I would basically always go with Find Familiar here, but we are looking for the specific treasure of crumbs, right? So let's try to find that. We didn't. Spells, obviously very good. Drafty Window, we kind of have faith in going. I think we'll go with spells because, well, this captain sooner or later always wants to cast spells, right? Here we have a ranged character that is a Fae and a Mage, and which cares about casting spells, and it has better stats. Is basically a straight upgrade for our shark. This Ahab was very big, and he survived with 1 HP. Well, at least our frog will be allowed to upgrade here. It upgraded into a bad character. Oh well. At least it's stats, right? So it is an 8/11, but it has a recruitability that we didn't get since, well, we didn't recruit it. We transformed the frog into the Boon Willow. Now the question is, do we just cast the spell? I think we do buy Chaos. This is another mage. It's in general strong. It gets us a free spell anyway. We'll cast this on Morgan Le Fay. If she gets to start, having the extra attack makes it more likely for her to one-shot a character. I think Fae Familiar got the one random. This is a very strong spell for us to cast right now, and I'm happy how this turned out. I'm considering moving up Boon Willow, and I think I will. Possibly Morgan should be here, and I should be protecting her with beefy health characters. But I think I would rather go with the 50-50. Unfortunately, we will be well, it will be fucking annoying to fight against Geppetto, because he has a bunch of respawning mobs, right? I think due to the respawning stuff, I want her to be behind. I'm not sure how relevant that is, though. Well, whatever. Yeah, we didn't even get to start anyway, so we get crushed by Geppetto here. Sorry about sniffling, guys. This is a very good recruitability, as you saw last, not last, but 2 games ago. Buffing up the spells can be very, very strong. What I'm considering is just casting a spell so that we will get our first tick of the... No, sorry, our second tick of the captain's ability. So basically, if we cast the spell, we will on top of that get an uncommon mage, which will possibly be one of the 3 mages we already have. So if I cast Silvery Moon on Morgan Le Fay, there isn't that big of a pool of uncommon mages to get. If I make her silver, it is not unlikely that we grab Le Fay. The other ones, I'm perfectly happy getting a silver version of. So I think I'll do that. Well, you play for something and you get that thing, right? So, yeah. Merlin's pointy hat is what we're going for here. Even though it's Dumbledore, not Merlin, we're playing. Hopefully we'll find Merlin later on. Now, whenever we cast a spell, she gets 2 attacks to someone. That is a good upgrade. It might be good to go dash. If we weren't so far behind in terms of health, I'd probably change Thorn into dash and put him in front and stuff like that. But let's just cast spells, try to keep the Gandalf's quest thing going. I think we'll just toss this away and hope to be able to leverage getting a free one of these into a Ring of Mushrooms later. But yeah, we're fighting against people who have whole rows of 50 stats. So yeah, run is over now. We'll probably get lost by this one. Sorry, but I felt I was making the right calls anyway. And of course, you can get high rolled in either directions. We were lucky with the all hands on deck and everything. Possibly I should be more focused on getting more stats early. It's possible the picking thorns instead of just picking stats early has been what screwed us these last 2 games. I'm not sure. Let's keep going and see what we can see. Let's go for another week early game and go for high rolls, right? This is a rather strong treasure even to get at level 1. Same with this one, but there's a smaller amount of payoff characters. So a creature that could pay off with this one early is basically Jack in the Box. I think that's the only character that would pay out in the deck that I have configured. So we'll go for this instead. 4 more health to the first character you recruit each turn. And of course, the first turn, we only get 1 recruit. Wind-up toy obviously never attacks first, so he will be a 1/7. Well, he'll have taken damage. So he might be 1/4 when he attacks. I think it's better to take the 3/6 just for the stats. And then we might be able to find Aladdin to start getting us a roll of treasures early. Yeah, having a lot of stats is nice. I'm considering just going Baby Dragon, even though I talked about Aladdin. What Aladdin does is when it becomes silver, you get a treasure, which is good here. Baby Dragon has Treasure Hoard itself once, so it will just have basically keyword big, which is good, especially since we've been losing early game and we want to get to level 10. But who's ever been hurt by being a little greedy, right? We'll pick up... No... We'll pick up Flying Monkey, actually. Well, there was a Fae on the backlines. It happened that it wasn't actually a Fae we wanted to kill on the backlines, but hey, the battle worked out. We're fine. I'll cost Silvery Moon on Aladdin to get the treasure we wanted. And because we have the Worn Shield, that means that we still have one character that we will buy that's extra tough. Cutlass, Fortifications, or Window. I think we'll take Window because it's the best one to duplicate. Now, hopefully, we'll have a bunch of rares and epics and stuff like that to duplicate by turn 10. But if we don't, you can actually build a strong deck just by having 2 drafty windows. This time, it is the Baby Dragon's turn. We'll bop down Aladdin, possibly? Nah, Glory Seeker. I'm still not, I haven't actually looked up. I haven't analyzed early trading too much. I have a bit. It's possible that this is better, or maybe even this is better. I like the idea of being able to kill the backline, so let's try it. Yeah, we have a Pix here. And he kills the egg that won't do anything at all, instead of killing the, yeah. I do feel like when I have the Flying Monkey, it does nothing. When other people have it, it's amazing. Rose here will upgrade the characters in our shop +2/+2, since we do have drafty window. For some reason, the way... well, it's because of the way it's worded, I guess. Your next shop is all heroes. Means that even though we get 2 of these abilities, it only happens once. One of the reasons we might want to take Glory Seeker is since both of the times they've had the Worn Shield bonus, it kind of gets doubled. The Worn Shield does very little on Rose here. So even though we have the drafty window, it is good to pick. I want to gain the maximum bonus from Worn Shield that we can. I think Peter Pan here, we're moving into a Fae thing. The alternative is trying to go for the hero quest on Daughter of Athena. It isn't that strong, to be honest. I think picking up a character that we can swap out later. Wait, for some reason I thought, yeah, because Glory Seeker was a silver pick, my bad. I wasn't looking close enough. I could pick up Katamari since it counts as all types. It has gotten the buff from Peter Pan. So this could be a good character to start snow rolling. Snow rolling? Whatever. To start the snowball of getting more stats, basically. It is a good replacement for Monkey. An alternative would be to cast Silver Moon on Peter Pan, since it will get us closer to getting an uncommon treasure, and we want to not just have commons here, right? I think, though, we will go with Katamari, because this is a recruitability. If we cost the Silvery Moon on him, we will not get the recruitability from buying him, and we will lose out on, well, it's a bit of a loss, since we want to make our Fae abilities big, basically. We're playing against Midas. He has a bunch of extra stats because his characters are golden, since he skips the silver step, basically. Let's buy Rose, even though this does throw away the Worn Shield. The alternative is to get Dash. Since we have buffed Dash with Peter Pan, this could be a good choice, actually. This has a Farewell ability, which, as I've said, now is when this dies, something happens. So when this dies, your shop gets bigger. Well, this would effectively do the same thing right away. Actually, it is better to just buy Rose. I don't want to not buy Rose to cash in on Shield, since this buffs 4, she buffs 3, right? I think it should be Rose. I don't know. I'm confusing myself. Santa could be good, since we have a bunch of extra toughness. I think we'll buy Tin Man though. And we might just... Well... He basically has a quest that if you have 1 heart, you get a rare treasure, which is very good for us. If we do get it now-ish, the problem is that it's very random, basically, if you do get it or not. Let's pick him up and hope for the best. Once again, Geppetto is here to ruin us. It's fine. Huh. We could do a True Love's Kiss on Tin Man, since we didn't lose the heart, and that will give us a longer, basically a better possibility to turn whatever epic character it turns into golden. I think I like that. I do sort of feel like I'm going in too many different directions. This is a fine one though, since it has the recruitability of changing characters in your next shop. It is more likely, if we do get a silver one, that the following shop we get a gold one, basically. Now I think I'll just get stats. We'll buy Navi, even though we're not missing half a heart. It is both good to have a silver one in your shop when you are at half a heart without having to lose half your time for it. They do have so much stats. Well, let's toss away Peter Pan. So since silver characters are free, we basically lose nothing and just gain Fey abilities, give an additional 2 health. So Drafty Window changes it from 1 to 2. So Katamari here goes from having +1/+3 to having +1/+5. This is a reroll. We are looking for the dragon. Meh. I think we're just picking up Daisy Jones for her stats, basically. We'll move her early. We found a silver one. Glory Seeker gets us a bonus shop, which means that he would be the last pick here. But since it's a bonus shop, we get it straight away. It's not your next shop, is rather you get an extra one. We pick up the Robin Hood's bow. It's the Ying to the Worn Shield Yang. Obviously, if Midas Touch would give us a treasure, we would go straight for that. It won't, so we'll pick up the dragon. It has Treasure Hoard. We are kind of a treasure thing, even though we haven't been rewarded for me trying to go for it. Somehow I feel like we got an additional shop here. Wasn't the one that I said gave us a bonus shop, was that not our last one? Or, oh well. We'll pick up Navi. This repairs one of our hearts. Feels good. Sinbad could have been a stronger pick if we got it a while ago, basically. We'll go for the dragon. It is stats. It's epic. We still have 2 turns, basically, since it happens at the start of turn 10. You don't have the ability to get new treasures on turn 10. The Indiana Clone's ability triggers them. Now we're down to 1 heart. Fizz Badman. Do we want to get a random common treasure? The highest possible reward would be, with the first spell we find a mimic, which clones the treasure, and then we complete an epic character into golden, so we get 2 good epic treasures, which then on turn 10 we flip into 4 good epic treasures. This won't happen, but let's pretend it might do. It might. Here I move the dragon to the first spot because that's the spot I want to buff. But I want to cast it on him. This is a fine one to have gotten. The next treasure you discover is 1 level higher. Obviously, that's really good, especially if we get it on turn 9. One possibility is to pick Mirror Mage and get super lucky by getting the targeted spell called Eureka. That way we could not only complete her quest on turn 9, we could also cast spells targeting Iron Cast Dragon without targeting her. I think the smart pick is just going for 10 million Fireflies, because that's stats, basically. And we don't want to lose before turn 10 again on one of my favorite captains. But let's not do what's smart. Anne is so big. Well, that was a big Queen of Hearts. I guess, yeah. This Batonic player will have picked up this double the stats of bronze characters, and then they're at 1 heart, so they double the buff from Queen of Hearts, basically. Well, turn 9, let's go. This is really strong for us. It has the recruit part of healing a cracked heart, and when you golden me, refill a heart. And it will get us an epic treasure since we have the lucky chest. It's also good stats. This is a really good drop for us. Let's replace the dragon. Huh. This is too little to just be good straight up. This, if you have 2 of them, is stupid strong, but you do need the characters to use it. The same is true with this one. I think Parting Gift is easier to transition into, because when you hunt, your characters gets +3/+3. You don't just need to replace with hunt characters, you also need to buff those hunt characters up. But this one, if we just get a character with a good farewell ability, it could start paying off straight away. Let's try doing that. It really is too little with it just being 5/5, especially since all my characters are epic anyway. Let's go for the farewell one. No farewell character, always punished. I think we basically need to go Oberon, because we need as much stats as possible, and this gives us +40 attack. I'm unsure who we replace. It's either the mage. Yeah, it's the mage. But I like the mage. Oh well. Phil. Well, okay, we lived. Of the commons, the Drafty Window was easily the one we wanted the most. Now we get the Eureka when we've thrown away the other mage, but hey, this still works. And we are looking for farewell characters. I need to remember that. This is a pretty good farewell character, which we will just slot in. We'll replace Navi with her. Titania is good. one thing we could do just for fun is to buy Pan's Shadow, since we do have 2 windows now. It is... The reason why I'm not just straight up buying Titania is because she needs to be on the back line to give her buff outright. And if we have our Mockingbird on the front row, it might die before any other character. If it does, having 3 triggers of it basically does nothing. So it needs to be in our last slot. So then it's either about getting another common treasure, which I don't think does much, or we hope that we're surviving. Well, we do have 1 extra. Let's just get the one that we know will increase Oberon. So he is at 20. We buy this one. Then he is at 23. Unlucky there. But we do get a bunch of spawns here. Too bad that we don't have the buffs on the right slots. But this is working. Let's buy the recruit, since this has the ability of gaining us a shit ton of spells. We basically get 3 copies. I'm not happy, since the only copy we do have, or the only spell to copy, is All for One, which isn't that great. Like, the problem is, the way Phil works, which is another farewell character, the reason it isn't very good is because, say that we have replace the dragon with the Phil, right? When the enemy attacks Phil first, even though there should spawn 3 Phils, there isn't actually any room for that to happen. And if the other ones are already traded off, it's still not that good, because Phil has a weird interaction, so that if you do get 3 Phils, even though only the first one attacks, it turns off respawning for every Phil, which is kind of strange, but it is what it is. An alternative could be to actually go for Medusa. Medusa is extremely high roll type thing. Basically, if she gets to attack, she always kills whatever she attacks. But it's a 50-50 for us to be the one to attack first to begin with. It's possibly worse, but I haven't actually checked if the enemy have the I always start the fight treasure. So the problem is, I don't want to cost this, waste our amazing spell buildup on something that doesn't do anything, and nothing else upgrades our slot, our current spot. I think we do have to go for the Medusa, even though inherently I don't like it, and it relies on a 50-50, and it is a downgrade in stats, obviously. Medusa always is. But if we now start, which we did, we were basically paid off for the trade. Unlucky with the fill. I think because of the fill, we just lose here. And we got not the best trades. Oh, we're not the last 2 characters. I thought there were only 2 captains left, and we would have lost them. But since it wasn't, we only lose half a heart. This is also a bad spell to cast a bunch, but none of the others do anything. The alternative is to go Merlin and then just cast whatever spell we get, basically, which I think is what we're gonna do, since we will get a lot of those spells, whichever it is, and every copy will proc the give your characters +5/+5, except for Medusa, which is the reason I don't like Medusa is she can't be buffed. Possibly I should just replace Medusa, actually, but yeah, I think I should. Let's roll for another better spell. Ooh, this is a good spell. Now, I don't know which captain we're fighting against and which deck, but transforming basically all of the enemies' characters obviously is a huge deal. Now, what I want to avoid is for Stroke of Midnight to target the same stack every time, because that sucks. And I know it is a risk we're running here. What we want to do is obviously polymorph this one, stuff like that. Oh, 3 different one already? Okay, one of them happened twice on the same, but I think that's still pretty good. I think we still lose this. It will come down to what characters spawn out of the Mockingbird. Not good ones, so we're dead here. But I think we did the best of a bad situation here. Okay, and it was 3rd place. It's not like this was a bad outcome. I just had hoped that instead of a Mockingbird, let's say we get a goodie bag, I think it's called, which is one that when it's the same, but instead of spawning animals, it spawns other characters which copy its stats. So that would have been better. But again, this is fine. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't awful. I don't like any of these, to be honest. I mean, this one is great, but I don't have a deck for it, and yeah, I don't love it. I think I'll take a quick break to fill up my tea, and I will be back in like a couple of minutes, okay? Let's see. Hello. It seems like when I mute stuff in Streamlabs and I tab back into the game, I don't get the volume again. So let's restart the client here. Totally not because I had hero captains I didn't like. I definitely would never do that, right? Right? Whoop. Okay, let's hope for some more enjoyable captains. These are fine. Midas is very strong. Collector is also strong. Arthur is fine. I think people underestimate how strong buffing characters in the shop is, because of course when you get this as a bronze character, it's only +1/+1. When you get it as a silver character, cumulative. How do you say that in English? Basically, they add up, right? So I don't know. Let's go Midas. It can be fun to have pirate and treasure sub-theme and stuff. I don't like any of these. Let's go sisters. Let's go Puck. I don't know. I don't know. Drafty is a strong early pick, since you can build what you pick around it. The problem is that since we're playing Midas, we don't get the recruitability from the silver version. Normally, you get a free recruit trigger, like without taking up one of your draft picks or whatever. I think we'll take Twin Shot. I don't know. I think I should technically update the follow goal thing. I thought it did so automatically, but I don't know. I'm just too new of a streamer to know what anything does. When I attack, set my stats to theirs. I don't think I've played this one before. When it says set, does that mean this also lowers? I assume it would. It doesn't sound good at all. Let's take picks. Take picks. Flying Monkey, of course. Well, at least it's a lot better than it killing Puck, but that did not work out for us. I don't like this one. Basically, this one is good early, especially if you go into pirates. However, I guess it's fine. Let's take it. It can just grow if this is the one that gets to attack. We'll pick up Pan. Well, will we? No, we'll take Lion, because Pix increases health. So this has a high chance of surviving its thing to get its treasure to pop off. Even though they were attacking with 6s, that's fine. Yeah, that worked out. Normally you would be able to just pick up Jill to replace Puck, but since Puck is golden, the innate ability of Jill is actually lower. I think we'll do... Well, no. Again, the recruit stuff is not... Hey! Well, it's been going good. I ran away to get some tea, which meant that some people left, but it's good. It is a bit strange that I have had streams with fewer people in them, but I've been chatting with people the whole time, and you're the first chatter of this stream, so but yeah, I feel like I don't understand Twitch. It's fun, and I enjoy it. I think we'll just cost you meat here. Get a random one. Always punished. God, I hate getting Prince Charming from You Meet in the Tavern. Basically, he has a recruitability that cracks one of our hearts. We're already starting with a broken heart, so this is even worse for us. Yeah, I didn't even consider like that might change stuff. I guess it's logical that more people have free time. This is not a good random for us. I guess we replace Pix, but then Cowardly Lion will never proc, which sucks. I guess we'll replace him with Ahab, which I think is better. Yeah, it's working. This is working. I think it's time to replace Jack in the Box, I guess. I was gonna replace Puck, but that's not good. I'm not sure about this one. Let's cast the spell, because I don't want to replace anyone with anyone. This gives us a possibility to overload, or well, go all in on buffing up this slot. And we do have a early Davy Jones with a pirate buffer, so this feels like it could be good. Yeah, let's just go for that one. So yeah, we got the whole +4 here. We'll get Boon Willow here. It will fill in those two, and then we just need these 2 slots to get any buff, and we can proc this treasure. I don't want to buy him now and replace anything. I guess I could replace Ahab, but I'll throw her in the trash, still get her a recruit. We're not buying Prince Charming. He will still crack one of our hearts. Instead, this is a really good character to golden, actually, since her, when you golden me, fill or refill a heart, that is a very strong ability, and it will be good to have in our back pocket. We're fighting against someone with huge Fey buffs, so this is probably the person we will meet in the late game. It's not entirely sure, since his biggest buffer is so strong that it isn't dying and giving the big buff. And that's assuming I'm even able to get to late game. I think we should cast through the Looking Glass at our Smee, because we need stats, basically. It might be good on Charming. I'm not that interested in doing it on Puck. Basically, through the Looking Glass will give us a random epic character, but they will keep the buffs they have gotten. So Smee comes in as a 2/2, so he has quite a bit of buffed attack. So let's hope we get some good epic here. Well, that's it is kind of funny, because what golden Bronze Goose, which turns into Golden Goose, their special ability is basically the inherent ability of King Midas, which is skip your silver step, right? So it was kind of one of the worst possible options to roll into, but we don't have to think about that. I might consider Pandora here, because this can give us a clear option to swap into. Having a, like, say that we get one of the legends that say whenever a character dies, give all your other characters +3/+3 or whatever it says. This can give us a clear direction to draft into. Gloves of Thieving, all that says is treasures, basically. However, getting it early could be very strong. Like, yeah. I'm not sure of this option. I'll go with Thieving, since we do have a bit of pirate and stuff. Well, I guess we threw away Smee. That flying monkey! Yeah. I don't think we're getting to late game, you guys. The thing I'm considering is either the buff for the next character you recruit, or this dragon villain, who whenever you recruit a villain, give her and the villain you recruited treasure hoard. So we are technically going for the treasure hoard path. It's just very slow right now. But I think we go for it, right? I mean, yeah. I think we're just too far behind to actually succeed. But this is the path to go to get there. So yeah. And we were rewarded with Queen of Hearts, which was basically the best possible option for us. Bounty contract I don't love, but I wouldn't have loved any of those options. So yeah, what this does is basically roll a die between the different treasures my opponent has. And at the end of the fight you get one of them at random. Which is good. Ooh, Captain Hook, eh? I think this is a good upgrade. And any hunt character, because Hook has hunt, get plus 20 attack, and summon the character that killed me. Any hunt character you get, the higher bonus you can get with them early, so they start proccing their hunts, makes them snowball. So obviously Hook is a villain, which means he will get plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. So we'll try with this one. I don't know. So basically these two quests will never happen. This is a good quest to get. But this gets us a treasure right away, right? So if we replace Ahab, replace Charming here, we get an uncommon treasure straight away, which does buff her plus 3, Hook 1, and Queen 1, while this one is better in the long run, but I don't think we have much of a long run left, right? We're at half a heart. Let's just try to find something. This one is good because we do have the pirate thing, and villains here, well, they're often pirates, not always, but it happens. This would further make Davy Jones, like, we basically have a sub theme of wanting to buff up this slot because I'm looking for the spell double. So this might be strong. This will be good if we get any other shops. I think we'll go Tiger's Paw for the higher upside. I think that's better. I'm not sure though. We got that hunt proc. Unfortunately, I think it's 50 here. If it wasn't a Conan, was some other smaller legend, if we were the one attacking the last time, we might have been able to win using the summoned character from Hook. Yeah, I don't know. I always feel like Midas can be very hit and miss. I think you may be right. The what slot should you put them in late game is a lot harder for me than looking at the early game slots. It is a bit, yeah. I think you may be right. Basically, if you have a lot of stats, you can be a lot more safe putting it in the last slot. But when you can be pretty sure that everyone will trade, the later slots are a lot more a lot less safe. Okay, let's just pick a free Geppetto win. He is very strong. I think Geppetto was the booster pack I bought that didn't contain any toys somehow. Yeah, kind of weird. I think we don't really have any upgrades though, so let's just go with this one. Wind up is a perfectly fine one. I think we'll just accept losing the first battle. Apparently not. Apparently we did lose it. Wait. Oh, I thought it was another. Yeah, it got the buff. It got the buff from the gingerbread house. I know this game, you guys. I promise. For some reason, I want to be super greedy and pick the egg, but it's just not good to do. Instead, what I will do is move around the characters so that we get the easiest possibility to unlock every slot for a later ship inspector pirate guy. So now we have buffs on these three, and well, the cat was too bad to uplift. Here we have a your next shop is all toys. Obviously that's very, very strong with Geppetto. That's all focused around playing toys. Let us replace Puss with Mecha, and we do this, I think. Do we have... no, sorry about that. It's telling me to walk my dog, but my dog is not here. So now we have the I think we move up Wind Up Toy because he wants to be attacked, so obviously it's a lot better to be in the first row if you want to be attacked. He got his bonus. Somehow Jack barely gets the bonus here. Now we're looking to replace Forgotten Present, probably with Ahab. Ahab is extra good on Geppetto since we're really looking for the flower buff treasure, which is uncommon. It says that whenever you buff a slot, you basically buff it a bit more. We'll pick a Jill here. We could go for a random one and hope for a treasure, but it's better to buff our respawn slots. Well, we're fighting the ape. I don't know why it is, but every time I place down one of the Fae, I get punished by that ape. But hey, it worked out. Abe procced. Now let's... oh, we didn't get it. These two do basically nothing here, so we'll pick the treasure one. It doesn't do much either, to be honest. But it's... well, it doesn't do much either. Technically, Santa does do stuff for us. I'll buy him just to throw him away to get closer to the uncommon treasure. Raggedy Ann is very good for us since every time a character spawns in, again, the slots get buffed, right? However, we are going for the quest here, which is an auto unlock since we have two buffed respawners. And we are looking for the uncommon treasure, like I said. I can't remember what it's called, but it is something. Piñata is a pretty fun spawn since it has a good farewell for us, but I guess it didn't die. Oh, it did. Nice. Yeah, we didn't get it. I think we go for Warp because it's a bit easier to plan your turns, basically, but none of the other ones do anything. This might do something, right? I don't really want to spend any time lightning bolting, so I think I'll just... I don't know how smart this is, actually. If this was any other uncommon, I could just buy that to get closer to goldening that character. But since it is Prince Charming, which once again has a built-in punish mechanic, having big stats but a drawback recruit ability. So basically I'm either buying one of these and throwing them away, or I'm replacing this one with Davy Jones to build up a bigger bonus, which I think is what I want to do. Here I'll buy the Fates, because when it becomes silver, I get a random spell, and it's a lot easier to become silver than become gold. Let's do that. We got to attack. That's really important, because that basically was what made it worth it to buy him. Or recruit him, I guess we should say. This is what we want on Geppetto. It is our... yeah, it's what we want. So we'll replace the Davy Jones. the reason Goodie Bag is so very good is because it is a respawner, just like these two toys, but it gets to keep the buffs you toss on the Goodie Bag. So it becomes a very big respawn. Here it isn't utterly clear you should pick Goodie Bag over picking Frankenstein, but we will, I think. Actually, I think we do pick Frankenstein to secure the mid game, I think. Yeah, the opponents have so much stats. Our Faye got shot by a lightning bolt, feels bad, man. But yeah, Frankenstein is already bigger than our, well, not bigger, but big. He happened to have arranged, but this is still fine. I think if we had gone with the other option, we would not have been very happy. Just buffing that a little bit. I'm not liking this either, though. Either? Oh well. We're making Goodie Bag big, so that the respawn also becomes big. It worked out here. This is extra good for us, of course. We would much rather the character that summons something dies, since that triggers Geppetto. We haven't actually goldened any toys yet, which is very bad for us, of course. Here we have a... I don't know. For some reason, I think this is Ash Ketchum, right? This is Pokemon. He basically catches these two in Pokeballs, and then when he dies, they respawn. This becomes stupid strong as soon as you have any interaction with Farewell. For us, it of course gives us buffs from Geppetto when they die in the beginning, and then they respawn, and yeah, it's good. We are buying this because we're still looking for the what is it called? Yeah, the improved whenever you buff a slot, give it +2/+2 more. Brick Monster here is a better Frankenstein for us, and since he gets buff for each toy and everything we have recruited, we are going to fulfill this quest. If we ever get the epic treasure that doubles respawns, we also want him because he's a toy that can be captured by the Pokemon dude, which allows us to spawn 2 people or 2 creatures with the Goodie Bag buff. I think we'll just upgrade the Jack-in-the-Box to a Raggedy Ann. It isn't big, but it's something. Here we'll buff Goodie Bag. We're fine here, I think. I think it might be down to this being a ranged character, I guess. But we happen to get a respawner in our no, we didn't. Never mind. We exactly got up to 100 here. That's good for us. The only treasure here that really matters for us is the Starstone. Technically, we could give a 20/20 bonus to the Ash Ketchum, but we'll go with +15 for everyone. That's huge. Barrel of Monkeys. This is one of the reasons you play Geppetto. Normally, you would have goldened a bunch of toys, and every monkey that spawns from this board filling is a lot bigger, but it is what it is. At least this gets us towards that point. Let's buff Goodie Bag again. And the reason we put Barrel of Monkeys last is obviously because we want everything else to be dead, so that there is space for the 1/1s to spawn in. Not this time, though. We don't have any mage to cast Eureka on, but we will do it on Goodie Bag. We're buying this because we're looking for that epic respawning thing. The hook is actually kind of a danger for us, since we're going for a lot of the respawning things. If Hook kills Goodie Bag and he has any like double hunt abilities or whatever. Oh, we're losing this one. Oh, I clicked on when I didn't actually want to. Whatever. We'll buff Goodie Bag here. Yeah, this is not amazing, guys. I thought it was a free win. I was told there would be free wins. Whatever. That's a big mouse. Well, second place is still okay, I think. We would have had to have something very big to handle the mouse. RIP. Also, our treasure situation was awful. Basically, we never had any opportunity to golden a single toy. And obviously, that's not good when your character is all built around goldening the toys. However, you can see how stupid strong Geppetto is, considering this was not a good run. And we came in second place without any big issues basically. I don't like these. Let's go Galahad. Will we? No, let's reroll actually. Let us see if we can find some captains I like a bit more. For some reason, ever since the update, it always spawns at the window on a sorry, someone spammed. Okay. It is surprising that they have people going into like tiny streamers chats to spam bot stuff. I don't love these either. I don't know. We could try Maximus out. I've played him a tiny amount, but Puck, I guess. I don't know. Did not work out. Puck, I guess. Shark, since it's ranged, that's something. Let's pick up Wind Up Toy. It is stats. This feels good. Obviously, we're against someone who skipped their first turn, so well, what are we looking for? I don't know. I'm tempted to just go for the bow, because it will give us stuff to do, right? We get more stats every turn, basically. It is always good. But let's just not. Technically, we are playing two animals, so we could transition into animals. I think that's fine. Yeah. I think that's okay. Animals is in general a strong synergy build, but it is a bit basic. They're just big, you know. Here we either could replace so that 4 out of 5 are animals, or we can get closer to getting an uncommon treasure, which I think is good. Let's go for a random uncommon one. As I did it, I remembered the Charming Prince debacle. Mama Bear is very good. They are for some reason I struggle with this concept every time I want to explain it. They basically give the buff the other one doesn't. So now these 4 characters will get +1/+1. Actually, it is better because it is the slots that gets buffed, not just those characters straight up. Let's now remember to do this so that this slot also gets buffed. We're looking for animal synergies, not just anything. I guess technically that could be okay. Let's get a bit greedy and this is a lot better. Interestingly, this is a cornerstone of the animal deck, right? We have to go for it if we're going for animal synergies. However, if I buy this, next turn we get an epic treasure on turn 6, which could be like double your farewells or all your spells are super buffed, and if we do that we could go in a complete other direction. So this isn't a clear pick, though I think like this is the safer pick. Oh, I forgot to move my shark again. I moved it so that it would still get this buff while there would be an animal in this slot, right? The buff from Puck. Animal stuff. How big is it's a 3/4? I think it is worth to swap it out. I don't want any of the other stuff really. Let's pick up Navi so that later on it's a buff, but this turn 6 really didn't do much for us. Someone has epic stuff already. Very strong. Oh, now the captain killing 20 enemies triggered, so we will get a silver rare. Oh, that's shit. Do we even want him? Basically, he's great if you can make sure you're the one attacking. I guess we don't want him. I think Mockingbird technically is a lot better than just buffing this to silver. So let's do that. We'll replace Shark. Then whale it up. We'll put him second to last. Okay, since we do have the Twin-Headed Wizard doubling of a spell, I am tempted to cast Lost in the Woods. I think that is worth it. The only other thing would be like buying something else so that we don't use it up. Yeah, this is shitty. Now we actually get something from the thing. It's only a rare treasure, but it is something. Oh, it's epic because of our upgrade. Yeah, here we are with the thing I talked about earlier. Now we get that big treasure payout, but like none of it is applicable for our board. This is the closest one. We could just barrel down, say fuck it, we're animals, this is what we're doing, or we pick the basic best thing, which is the wand. This I guess could be, no, it is not possible. Now the question is, do we want to pivot away from animals, or do we just want to be animals who have good spells? If we want to pivot away, we could replace White Whale with Two-Headed Wizard, who gets buffs every time we cast a spell and who is in general strong. I think it is worth it, even though White Whale is our biggest straight up buff. We get rewarded with Abracadabra. Here we could swap Mockingbird into a half, like a silver legend, basically, which I think we will do. Huh. Now that is something. It's once again telling us to go to respawn and toy stuff, but with a very strong legend that's close to gold, and we will have a next shop shares types, which are mages and toys. I'm not sure if this will work out, but it might. Spoiler, it did not work out. Okay. Well, we did not get the legend for the mop. I think we just cast Abracadabra here. Well, let's get mop. We did not get mop. This is okay. So the spell doubles the attack and defense of the next character you recruit, right? So Goodiebag is a 1/1. He's very good with better stats, but yeah, yeah. Well, I'm not in love with how this is playing out, even though, like, it is an awful... Oh, we happened to get a quest character who completed its quest during the game. Yeah, they had 2 ranged ones. Otherwise, we might have been able to be okay there. Let's pick up a spell buffer. This is bad for us, but let's hook. I'm a bit unsure if I want to buff up the mop, which when another character dies, it gets the mop's stats, or if I want to put the buff here, since if you buff the Goodiebag, first it gets buffed, and then the character who gets summoned gets both the buff that was on the Goodiebag, and it also benefits from the buff on the ground. So I think it's Goodiebag, but I don't know. Normally I would say that at least you don't spend a lot of time losing in Once Upon a Galaxy. That's one of the advantages of this game, but at the same time it does feel like we've spent a lot of time losing. And by losing, I'm like, we got to level 2 or to second place last time, right? It's not losing technically, but I mean, we are getting the right stuff. Yeah, the problem is some people have a bit stronger stuff. And he lives with no HP at all. I mean, obviously it didn't matter here, but yeah. When Hunt rolls, this is the fairy theme with Wink that I was talking about the first game. I think it was... whatever. It's still third place. It is a 6v6, so I do consider third place to be stuff I should be happy about, right? Especially considering this is a random deck with whatever. We were 2 deaths away from proccing his last quest. I am restarting here because I feel like I want another of the Dumbledore or Geppetto, or maybe even the Professor Who's Who is fine. Here I have bought one of them, but I have not actually filled it up. So he is has a strong focus on spells. You get a free shop filled with spells every third, I think. every other turn starting on turn 3. That's right. We are missing some rather good cards. Let's throw in Wink, because there are face like Nightshade and Morgan Le Fay and stuff that could be okay to just be something we do a bit early game, and then we pivot, right? So here, some of the cards that are more interesting than normal would be the Stepsisters and stuff like that. Here we're just picking Flying Monkey. It's a 3-2. It's fine. The other stuff, I feel we need a stronger early game here, right? Yeah. Well, Wind Up Toy is at least a 3-1, right? Because it doesn't attack when it has 0 stats, and that means it's always attacking at, well, it doesn't have 3 health after it's been attacked, but you know what I mean. We go Aladdin. Since it's very common, we're going to have a board of 4 spells. It's common to have a Silvery Moon. We can cast Silvery Moon on this and then instantly get a free treasure from it. I think we'll pick up Smee because we don't have any other synergy, and this at least could buff itself or Aladdin. Yeah, now he's a 4-1. That's a lot more respectable than having a 2-1. He also happened to buff himself a Geppetto called Finkel. Here we have the Silvery Moon I talked about. We could also just get an uncommon character. That would mean we have 3 character upgrades, basically. The problem is, if we do this, and then we get 2 bad shops, we could be kind of fucked. One way to ensure we have at least 1 good summonable character is this one. Basically, we have good options. I think I will cast the Silvery Moon, because with this one there are 2 wands. I don't know what they're called, but they're tier 1 treasures that buff health or attack when you cast a spell. They're very good for this character. We get breadcrumbs, that's fine. It's a spell thing. We buy Morgan Le Fay. I think we just buff Aladdin. I guess it could be good to instead go with Ahab here, like this. Yeah, it's a possibility to get a free uncommon, basically. We were lucky Morgan got to kill that monkey early. Familiar is very strong, since we will be casting Lost in the Woods every turn, basically. I think we will do that, even though that means, ironically, we aren't casting it every turn. Here we could Silver Morgan, or we could just go for the one of those wands I talked about. I think we will. No wand here. Let's take Bounty Contract. Especially with Morgan, that could be fine. With Faye as well. I think Contract could be okay here. Morgan keeps getting super lucky, honestly. But hey, I'm not gonna complain. We cast Lost here, do we? I think we do, yeah. Calypso is really good for us. Surprisingly so. Holy crap. Let's Silver Morgan like I talked about before. That Calypso was a very good pick for us. I think I would pick Sabrina, but like, since we have Calypso, we don't need to swap anything out. Buffing the slots feels like it doesn't do much, though. I don't want to just throw a Sabrina. I could. If it works like the other ones, then it will also have, when it's gold, you get a bonus shop and not just your next shop is. I think it is better to replace me, even though... Yeah, let's do it. Morgan continues to reward us. Oh no, they are the ones with the ranged characters now. I have too much good stuff I want to do. This one is good. This one is free. I think buffing the spells is too good not to start doing. Let's go do a free Ahab. Now that the spells are buffed, this is a lot better. We drop that. I am happy with the Pick of Bounty contract. The additional stats has been helping us quite a bit. Ahab procs. Can we greed enough to get the Merlin's hat? What do you guys think? Oh, first we have our free shop. Let's just get a normal one. Merlin's pointy hat, let's go. Interestingly enough, Ring of the Magus might be better. We are currently snowballing. I would normally always just pick Merlin's pointy hat because I like late game. But if we just pick Ring of the Magus and start casting spells that give us stats every turn, we could just never get to the late game. Huh. But I like the hat, so let's go with the hat anyway. We go for a doubling of stats in the shop. This might be a good time to replace Ahab. I don't want to replace him with any of these. Let's just cast a buff. Huh. We keep casting buffs. Geppetto again. Well, it's working. Stink with 50 health is kind of funny. We keep casting our spells, getting buffs from casting spells. Now we're throwing away the Over the Rainbow to get a free spell cast. Well, I guess everything works out exactly as intended, right? Here we get a huge Sabrina. This is one of the things that's really good about Over the Rainbow. When you are going for stuff that is buffing up your characters, all of those buffs essentially are doubled when you can pick one of them and use them again. We want another +1/+1 for our spells. We want another copy of a spell. We get +2/+2. Now we do have a weird option, because it's a huge downgrade to pick this, but there is a small chance of getting Mushroom Ring, since it is a blue a rare treasure, and this will give us a choice of 3. Let's just high roll it and pick it straight away. Okay, we didn't get it. I am not sure how Time Duplicator works with Professor Who's Who. I think what will happen is now we will get a secondary Who's Who with a number 2 on, so we'll every turn get a free shop, which would be great. Yeah, it looks like that is what's happening. So we'll start our next turn with basically every turn from now on with a free shop, which would be great. We keep just rolling on, using our stats. We'll cast the Lost in the Woods now, getting another, basically another normal, or we just double a huge buff actually. Yeah, let's do that. I forgot that this one had buffed so much by now, that the buff all characters were huge. We I would prefer having a random legend over having Conan. I'm not going to replace anything here, but we could roll into Merlin or some other mage. Yeah, didn't matter. We cast spells, that's what we do. Huh. I will buy this one to upgrade it. Him golden is amazing. Him anything else is bad. Well, not bad. That is a bit harsh, but... Well, turn 10. I don't know how much more we'll get to play, because it feels like we're crushing everyone. We will replace Sabrina here. I guess we should replace Faye, because Sabrina has so much built in from that double rainbow, combined with doubling all of the buffs. Mix Max Macho. It's weird when you don't really read the spells and then you turn on a stream and you know what it does, but you don't know what it's called. Anyway, this makes one of your character's stats identical to the one across from it. It is very good, but we are the ones snowballing stats. I will cast it on Nightshade, our lowest character, just in case. And then the question is, do I want to move him? In general, your opponent will have their biggest character here or here. Problem is, we've been winning so hard I haven't been paying attention. I did nothing, but it was a spell that procced spell stuff. We're also getting lucky on top of being way ahead, right? Let's cast Woods. Actually, I think we already have a Twinkle Twinkle running. So let's cast another one, since they do stack. Never mind, I should certainly have cast Into the Woods to be able to cast as many spells as possible to trigger this quest. That's a straight up misplay from me, sorry. On the other hand, we could now get a huge character. Do we want that? I mean, it is strong. Oh, it's only her left. She does have Shadow, so technically if we attacked Stinky super hard and then he shot back and then we killed Shadow and Stinky summoned back, we could maybe have lost this, but yeah. This was a straight up snowball. You just gained stats, kept gaining stats, never looking back. That's one of the advantages of Morgan. Even though she's an uncommon, late game, since she's ranged, she can still, well, turn 11 isn't really late game, but we did have an amazing Dr. Agon dragon game. I don't think we'll be able to top that, so let's test Electric instead. He is really fun because you can do some weird stuff. Your treasures, their numbers are increased by 1, which means you want treasures early and you want the right treasures early. Some of the best ones are the ones that normally would give you 1 health or 1 attack when you cast a spell. Obviously, if you give that +1/+1, it's like triple as good. So that's good. I think we put Puss here. I had some very strong Fae game. I cannot remember it though, with this guy. Why was it so... Oh, right, because there's an uncommon Fae treasure that buffs Fae abilities with +2/+2, so it's 50% stronger if you get it. I think it's good enough to keep ourselves open for it. Let's roll a random. Ahab is best in slot. I should definitely have taken Toto, that was bad. Sorry. Whoops. EDC. Oh well. Can't cry over spilled pixels. Well, I guess you could. I feel like I'm definitely lost quite a bit of momentum. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to continue to stream, but again, it feels a bit strange that I have more viewers now and people just aren't chatting, but I'll keep going for a while. Let's see. Billy Bones has a very good tempo hunt ability. So let's try to get a rare character that is a Boon with Willow with some extra attack. This is a really good one since we are doing pirates currently, and normally it is a bit too weak, but it has a good hunt ability. It just has some low stats normally. Let's replace the cat. Anne is one of the best hunt abilities for its like time. The problem is that you need to be able to actually get it off. So this turn is a big decider for us. I'm normally a lot happier if I'm versing someone with lower amounts of hearts. This is someone who either hasn't lost a battle or has won afterwards. So I'm feeling a bit trepidatious going in with hunt stuff against someone who has good stats. But yeah, you see, very bad for us. None of our hunt abilities proc. We lose a whole heart, and I'm sad. I think we should try to high roll a good epic. The reason why I'm doing the parrot is partly because Anne is so strong in and of herself, and partly because this character has 5 extra attack. Sparkles is fine. Gives us all character, including itself, 3 attack. So it is a very good a good roll into. Well, I think we're replacing Toto with two-headed wizard. Well, guys, this is not going well. We just need stats. Here's where I wish I could look at who I'll be fighting next, so that I can know if I have a free fight, I can take this, so that I will next turn be able to double a legendary spell. But it is what it is. Yeah, we're done, so at least we got a single hunt off with our bunny. Oh, we're not done, so okay, we're alive. Huh. Let's huff and I'll puff is really bad here. So let's copy it twice, because if it does work, it won't. Okay, stepmother, we can kill her. Fuck. Stinky and Goody. Feels bad, man. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, technically, yeah. This is the one that didn't really lose. And she has golden epics and stuff. Her huge mouse didn't even get to play. I think we'll do one more. Since I'm talking about it being the last one, I do want a captain I'm happy to play. Athena is very strong, but I don't really like her. Okay. One last reroll. Welcome. Oh no, I missed the follow. Who was it? No. Where can I see it? Oh no, because it opens my game on the wrong screen, I missed it. Let's do a Jack. Who was it that followed? Oh no. The only card to consider is Plunder Penny. I think I don't want to go for Penny. Welcome, Makaze. Here we could accept basically a weaker early game to be able to buff up the first slot, which is important when you're doing hunting, since once again it's super good to have buffs so that you can start gaining the snowball, right? So I think even though it is bad for our early game, okay, we can shore it up. This will still lose against most lineups, but we happen to be playing against one that isn't. Very good for us. Now we can do our first hunt character, Pussy Boots. This is even better, assuming we actually manage to complete the hunts, right? So the worst option for us is the opponent starts and kills Pussy Boots, and then yeah, we're sad basically. We got the buff. This is working out great for us. Of course we lose half a heart, but that's not as interesting for us as what we're gaining on the field, right? This is strong. I think this is what we're doing, but Puss will never get to attack here, so let's do this. Now if we get to start again, a 9 should be able to destroy most other uncommons except for maybe Cowardly Lion and stuff. And if we do, we start to get huge advantages. We didn't get to start. Oh well. At least we get a buff for our slots. Now we only have 2 that doesn't have them. We get a reroll without pirates. That's good. Here we go for the random one. If it's Prince Charming, I'm sad. It wasn't. Minotaur is okay. I think it's time to replace Puck. We upgrade Minnow. This is a strong possibility. The problem is 3 enough? Have we gotten enough buffs for Wink to be able to roll? What makes it so good is that Shanty here is a Fae. And Wink has the hunt ability of buffing abilities from Fae. So Shanty effectively gets 3 times as good if Wink attacks once, except of course we also double the Shanty buff. So if everything works out, we get +6/+6 on all characters in the shop. Considering there are currently 2 ones and stuff like that in the shop, that's a huge upgrade. So I think we go for it. This might be better. So the best possibility for us is opponent starts, attacks Gingerbread with something that doesn't have much health. Both of them die, Wink gets upgraded, Wink then attacks. Unlikely, but he had 12 attacks because he happened to have picks. It feels bad. But our Minotaur was so buffed that it like didn't mega punish us. This is strong for us. We're looking for buffs for Wink, so this is good. 9. The problem is 9 would still not have been enough. It is here. Feels very strong. Now we need to also buff up Shanty. We want to do this with Wink first, and then Shanty. And now let's hope. Oh, it's huge. Okay, no, why didn't you attack the bear? This one is okay. Let's do this. Giant growth. Okay, do we giant growth Wink or Shanty? I think Wink. The thing is that if Shanty now hits, yeah, it has to be Shanty. Okay. Feels bad, man. Well, this is the problem with Hunt, right? If they're not strong enough to start snowballing, you're fucked. We get a free legend here, because when Nameless one gets... Okay. Well, we have another hope, I guess. Basically, everything that matters now is Hercules. We can't win any other way. Let's go. Someone in the front row with less than 21 health, please. Okay, we can kill anyone. He gets to attack first, but didn't kill Hercules. Nice. We've started the roll, okay? Hercules will be huge next game. We get half a heart here, but this could be enough. You see? Not only is he 7169, nice. He also will get plus 120 if he manages his attack. We fill up the heart. Let's just bolt them. We need... we live in a bloody swamp. We need all the tempo we can get. This is, like, overly cautious, but I will buff Hercules. It feels good to get versed someone who has a weak lineup. Yeah, this is great for us. Hercules will survive his first attack. Now he's big enough for nothing to matter for him. And we even got the Shanty proc. That's great. We get to double the Wink buff. Everything is working out amazing. We definitely take Warp Drive here, because obviously being the one attacking first means very much. I think we just buff Shanty as much as we can. Yeah. I think we... now the problem, of course, is anyone can just cast the spell... what is it? Midnight something? Which polymorphs one of the characters. Yeah. I mean, when Warp Engine Drive is good, you will know it's good, right? But it is easy to misunderstand how good it is, even in just normal games. Of course, yeah, especially, like, obviously Hercules is the most clear option, because if he gets to hunt and survive, then he's not dying. I mean, it is in general just really strong to go first. It's obvious in games like Magic and stuff like that, but like, it's very, very, very good to go first. When you have ranged characters, it's amazing. Yeah. I'm going to buy this one, mostly because there are 2 blue treasures that are amazing for us. We're looking for either the one doubling hunt abilities or the one doubling your captain ability. They both do the same thing. Let's just throw some buffs on Shanty. You can see how much stronger our shop is. having said, I guess it does. I haven't really considered it. Obviously, as long as someone doesn't cast the polymorph spell, Hercules will by now will get huge. This is a good amount of stats. I would consider the Drake if it was the old one where you could be sure to always get the over legend spell that basically means Wink starts buffing himself. That's always a fun. Hercules is not a default spell, I think, a default creature. You need to get him to drop. I was super lucky and got him early, even before I bought my thing for him. Let's go for Over the Rainbow. Like, the problem is, by now, very little in this game matters. It's like, if they cast the spell that turns Hercules into not Hercules, we're fucked. If not, we win. Yay! Oh, so it's they have set design, spawn rate for when you get what cards. I didn't know that. That's really nice. Then it's not. Oh, look, an actual hero that matters. Basically, since the whole game results around Hercules anyway, it doesn't really matter what slot he's in anymore. Yeah. And we want Blackbeard to proc Wink and Shanty extra much. Okay. We cast this because we have the two-headed wizard. Let's double rainbow. I don't want to waste the double rainbow on anything here. No. I guess technically this is a hunt character, but there is no interest in doing one of those. We keep the double for next time, but again, by now, unless they cast the midnight spell on Hercules, we're fine. And Blackbeard is starting to become big enough for, even if they do that, it might not matter. Yeah. It's always funny when you have like 700s in the shop and you keep your 6756, but it's so tempting. Let's cast the Mixer Macho on Shanty. He gets a couple of... Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Now we're definitely losing our Over the Rainbow. I guess technically the thing we're looking for it to be the perfect game is, I mean, it doesn't matter anymore, but Titania is a legendary character. What we want to do is we want to get one of the treasures that say the next treasure you get is one higher. Then we want to golden a legendary character, and then we want to find the one that makes every character every creature type, because then Wink starts affecting himself. Obviously it didn't matter. We got Hercules early and he did his first hunt, and after that we were kind of fine. Yeah, I didn't know about the first 12 cards being set. That explains a lot more why, like, you get a good you get good ones early, basically. So you do get a like perfectly fine starting deck. Let's take present here. No, he only has one. Guess we'll take Thorn. I don't know. He happened to be silver. What can you do? I think we take Puck here, and we grab Monkey. Ooh, he happened to be ranged and going first. Sucks to be me. I feel like whenever I go for the monkey, they have support that I don't kill, and when they have monkey, they have big, huge sniper rifles trained at my support characters. Here we're obviously picking You Meet in the Tavern because Dumbledore wants to have as many spells cast as possible. We happen to already have an animal, doesn't really matter much. Let's replace the Puck since I'm so bitter about him not being as good for me as for others. It being a Jack-in-the-Box screws us a bit. We still were fine. This is a free spell. The Fates is one of my favorite early game characters. It feels so good to upgrade them and get the free spell in these types of decks. We'll keep casting the spell that buffs. That gets us a random character for as long as we get it. I'll keep doing that. Cowardly Lion I think is good to replace, as technically we could do this and then he'll have 8 health, or 9 rather. He'll be more likely to survive his thing. Well, I guess he did 1, and we only lose half a heart. This is still fine. Here I think we want the Merlin's Pointy Hat again. Can't be that lucky every time, can we? Can we? Genie's Lamp is so strong. It is crazy how good that is. This is also very good. And if you do get the Eureka build where you cast Eureka on everyone all the time, this is obviously amazing. Here we'll take Genie's Lamp. We're a bit behind, and having something that allows us to catch up could be very good for us. At least we trade. One of the advantages of the Genie's Lamp is when you do get these pumpkin spice latte. Unfortunately, it only heals half hearts, but you still get the new shop. So this is, of course, great for us. I think we'll replace this one. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Let's do this and that. Ooh. Okay. We have a blue one, which turns first, due to this, into epic and then to legend. If we had either one more, like basically I would rather use True Love's Kiss to get into the secret tier of characters. I think here it's better to have a golden epic than to have a bronze legend. Is that true? Or I could just pick Chaos, get a random spell. The problem is the random spell will eat up our lamp. I think it's better to have a golden epic here. Cheshire Cat is fine, I think. Interestingly enough, it makes me not want to swap out Baby Bear, but I think I will anyway. Let's move up our toughness to the front. Ooh. He only needed a couple more HP to survive. That would have been good. Abracadabra is, of course, amazing because we have the lamp. It's now run out, but hey, can't go forever. Simsalabim. We keep going. I hate that you get Wizard of Oz. He's really not my favorite. We'll replace Lion here. This is great. The reason I don't like Wizard of Oz isn't because he's bad. It's because both Merlin and Elmmeister is so strong and so good that it feels kind of sad to get a 23-22 that has some buffs, right? Let's just cast more spells and keep doing that. We also have the Wand of Strength also works as one of those spells we cast. That one buffs it with 4, but of course every spell buffs it with 3. So let's cast on Mirror Mage. By the way, now our Dumbledore is out. Like I've talked about before, some of the captains just run out and no longer do anything. I feel like that's a bit sad, but I don't have a clear, like, oh, this is how they could change that design to feel better. And, like, Dumbledore is one of the strongest characters. This one, though, the Collector is really good. I tend not to go for him as much. Here we have a free legend or upgrading Morgan. I think we'll go with the free legend. Let's complete this quest. Mirror Mage is one of those characters that this is stupid good for us. Mirror Mage is one of the characters that I never played with, really. I don't know why. I think when I first started the game, I just had some bad interactions with it. And then when I built decks now, I was like, why haven't I been playing with this character? It's amazing. It is not clear which. Ooh, I guess we don't have any treasure stuff anyway, but I'm not picking that one. I'm improving him. Oh, always lucky. I swear that this used to be good, and now just feels so underwhelming. Like, yeah. Okay, we are looking to make a Nane. That's good. It's 40, right? This is 88. Let's do that. I think maybe I should have had my familiar over there instead, but 114 would have lived even without the Nane buff. Half a heart. Okay. Titania is a free legend. I think we have to pick that one. What are our options then? Maybe not, actually. The alternative is to get plus 22-22, 1 random, 2-2, buffs this. This will give us 1 closer to here. Let's do Mirror Mage. Reroll Mirror Mage again. Yeah, I have a feeling we'll peter out against the treasure decks, but yeah, what a huge farewell shot. This is a bonus shop, so we'll definitely just pick this. This is amazing with Nanny McFay, because she gives 80 stats, and this improves it from 2 characters to 5. It's huge, actually. It might be enough to get us back into the game. Especially since this is also a support ability. I didn't even consider that. That's 500 stats. Well, Better lucky than good. As usual. What are we even looking for right now? Let's pick up silver for Nanny, so that we can get one of the Midas Touch spells and improve her to 80 on both. That was a filthy roll to get the Widow's Web. Very strong. Taking this does mean that we also get another uncommon. I don't want to cost through the Looking Glass on anyone. Let's do this. That's fine. Gemstone Garden. I have been looking for the name of this card the whole stream, but all of these options are bad. Not buffs her at least. This is good, considering we have this one. So every spell we've cast counts towards Treasure Hoard. So yeah, this is good. Easy. I was never worried. The problem is I kind of want to cast True Love's Kiss on Mirror Mage, but then it will bounce to everyone else, which would absolutely break our game. Energizing could be good. Spellbook is obviously very strong. Let's drop this on Fey Familiar. Goldilocks, yeah. Could we have gotten like Hook or some other fun legend? I guess I'm not even sure Hook is in the default deck. It must be, right? You see Hook all the time. Let's cast this, since the copies will trigger spellbook punch card. How about in the spell deck we keep casting spells? Finally, that hat. We'll take this. We do have 2 Fey. It doesn't matter hugely, but I think this is the last game, by the way. It's been really nice to have people, I think, yeah. It's so weird that people can come by and watch you play. It's been fun, guys. Ogre Magi is one of my favorite for the Headmaster, so that's a good drop as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm really happy with the stream, and yeah, have a good one. Cheers.